Hey everybody! Happy Friday and welcome to another week of Blue Rose with everybody here at Weave the Tale. This is going to be Primrose with a beautiful image, as you can see right here above me. Our wonderful tech Sam went through the great effort of coming up with each week's own names and their images for our West Marches games, so that's wonderful. And I wanted to shout her out there real quick. So we have a great show lined up with another amazing cast, and I'm happy to do West Marches again with everybody. My name is Anthony, and you can find me on Twitter at Prainntheplague up here. I stream Blue Rose here on Fridays as well as Forum on Mondays with some scattered one shots here and there on for Wednesdays. That's just super excited to be back for another week. Before I get into more of Aldia, Blue Rose, and what kind of game and story we have, I want to go ahead and introduce our wonderful cast for this week, starting in no particular order with the wonderful Bryant D. Jesus. What do you got?
Hello, everyone. I'm Bryant, and I will be playing today a character by the name of Xenniver. And they are, well, quite adept at using their fists. While they're definitely on a journey of understanding, it is through the people that she's about to meet that perhaps she'll gain some insight into how to be a better person. For me personally, I'm just glad to be here. I'm not very active as far as the TTRPG space, but I do love TTRPGs. My players, those of you that are watching, thank you very much. I'll see you on Sundays and, well, you know our schedule. But it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm excited to play with all of you.
Always so sweet, had my heart already. Very happy about that. Next up, we have James.
Me, my turn. Hi, everybody. I am James at Jamesrglass on Twitter. I'm not really active. I generally just retweet the stuff that Sam puts up on Sunday nights for our Age of Ashes campaign. Speaking of which, I play a dwarven cleric over on our sibling channel, Penny for a Tale, on Sunday nights with Ian James at the helm and a cast of absolutely lovely people. Please come check us out. If you want to hear me do an awful dwarven Scottish brogue, and yeah, we make poor life decisions for the feels on the daily. So it's a good time. I am super excited to be here tonight. This is a new system for me, and so I'm always excited and happy to learn new systems and get to see where the story will take us. So yeah, super stoked to be here. Thanks.
It's a really fun long form campaign. You should totally check it out. I've been watching it for such a long time now, so hop on in. Next up, we have Celeste playing the wonderful Xandyr today.
Sup, y'all? I'm Celeste PLS with way too many underscores on Twitter. I'm Celeste Shepherd here on Twitch. I don't do a whole lot of streaming on my own, but you can catch me on other people's channels, like right here, right now. This was a surprise. But, you know, life's full of surprises, and they make life worth living. So here I am. I'm playing Xandyr, who's going to be the absolute prettiest little bimboy you ever seen. And he's going to flirt with actually everybody. You can hold me to that. I will make it happen, unless somebody's not comfortable, because, you know, consent is important. So yeah, hopefully we're going to have a good time. Maybe we're going to get rich. I don't know. Let's go. Adventure, baby. Woo!
Now is it bimboy or himbo? Because I've heard both.
No, it's bimboy. Himboys are beefy and muscular. Bimboys are like, you know, pretty boys. Like me.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right.
Beautiful otter body. I can't wait to see Xandyr in action. Already up to so much nonsense. I love it. Next up, we have April playing the wonderful Kyth.
Hello, everyone. My name is April Hill. You can find me at stiletto_assassin on Instagram and stiletto DM on Twitter. I'm playing Kyth in the playing this again on tomorrow morning. I'm playing the nerd. So I'm playing Purple the Wizard. So tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central on the Initiative Order. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. But usually I'm playing Fallout 2D20 on the initiative order every Monday night at 30 p.m. Pacific and because Monday was our finale, so I'm a little devastated, but we have fun tonight, so that's all that matters. I'm happy to be here.
It's so much content. April is an amazing person in the space, and he puts out, I mean, everything that April touches turns to gold. So please check out more of her own personal content on the initiative order, as well as her work with Modifius, everybody's tail. That's awesome. And definitely, last but not least, a wonderful player who worked with this character really, really well with me earlier in the week, and I was just really happy to talk through it with them. Please welcome Mom playing Dreya.
Hi, I am Rosie, regular size mom. You can find me on Twitter at mom_sized, and you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok as Odd Duck Dice, where you can see pictures of pretty dice I made. You can find me streaming on Vorpal Tales on Thursdays and Sundays. I normally play, but this Sunday I will be running the first episode of a two-shot of V5 that I just found out I was doing today. So I'm very excited about that. I've got a group of Putanesca that I'm throwing into space. So tune in for that Sunday night.
Sunday. No, I said I wasn't gonna do it this time, and I always do it. It's just like I really love saying that. It's 5e is always great to play, especially when it's like last minute like that. And I love picking it up and doing whatever I want with it. But this is a very non 5th edition game. This is Blue Rose, everybody on the Age system. Thank you again to Green Ronin for helping to put this together, and Weave the Tale for actually hosting us. I wanted to do something with this campaign, a little bit of context on it, different than the standard Blue Rose. I love playing RPGs in different formats. West Marches is one of those. So I wanted to take West Marches and do it in a game that usually doesn't get that kind of treatment, like Blue Rose. So we have 12 weeks of Blue Rose for you. It's going to be amazing. Blue Rose itself is a wonderful, beautiful, happy, romantic world of high court fantasy with a super big emphasis on gender egalitarianism and diversity. So this is going to be a super queer and trans-friendly space, and a lot of queer and trans-friendly characters who just kind of put them in that spotlight as being, kind of the standard and the default, and have arcs about their personhood and their character. So that's what this is supposed to be about. We have a great treat. Our wonderful party will be starting at the wonderful Dungeon Madame's map for this bar, for this gay bar that is right on the outskirts of the main capital city in the country of Aldis, well a ways from where our session will be taking place in the primal forest known as the Pavenweald, to the northeast of that. It is basically bordered on a land between, kind of a happy candy land and a darker plague lands. So this Pavenweald persists amongst all invaders or forces to quell it. However, it is currently under attack. Last week, demons, night spawns, and other fiendly creatures just descended upon the forest and slaughtered as many forest folk as they could, and kind of tried to corrupt the spaces and springs around the area. By the end of it, our wonderful cast, who was supported by a unicorn, both of a baby nature of a pony and also an ancient unicorn, of which are some of the rarest and most beautiful creatures defending the Weald, led them to the area where these demons were coming from, pouring out from, and were able to report back what they found, and were knighted by the unicorn for their actions. This unicorn has established a new knightly order for this cast, and they really reaped the benefits of getting to be in the Pavenweald whenever they want. They stay defending the area after getting that information back to Aldis, but the rest of the world, Aldis in particular, is in a tizzy. War machines and foundries, blacksmiths go off 24/7, crafting new armor and weapons. A shadow gate in an area like that is unthinkable. It's always been rumored to be there, nestled, hidden, deactivated, but with hordes of demons and an army pouring through, they need regiments to send over. There's a long, abandoned fortress about a mile away from the gate itself. Nobody's known about it, or really it hasn't been manned in quite a many years, really even a couple of eras. It's downtrodden, and nobody really cares about it. However, its existence has come back into light as the Shadowgate is, news is storming throughout the lands. It's been rearmed and a slight part of it reconstructed. To this day, purplish demon miasma kind of swirls around the fortress, encapsulating it, covering it, but not really penetrating its fortified and divine spaces. There's a small regiment there, but there's still a large one going. Some are meant to attack, and some are meant to defend. So that's the kind of warlike environment that we're going into, an otherwise usually happy city of like a very well taken care of populace, where social good is basically at an all-time high. You start at this beautiful, beautiful, and this the outskirts kind of the city looks like. With our characters are there currently, but I'm gonna take them off because I really want to get a look at these. Well, there are a lot, but it is a beautiful castle by the sea. Let's see if I can at least cover some of them. Haha, it's like uncovering a little puzzle. Ooh, it's basically this. It's just a beautiful little kind of hilltop cathedral with this idyllic architecture, with a very clear and pure spring on the side, providing clean drinking water, with the many springs and other rivers that kind of flow through behind there. On the right end of the area, which I will also uncover. Ooh. Haha. Haha. Right there at the right end, there is a small, or actually, I should say small for the city, but large for itself, sort of inn, where they serve this beautiful, delectable seafood, kind of caught right there, freshly caught, and it's like beautifully prepared. It's been there for quite some time, and it's known as Roamer's Rest. The Roamers are actually a spiritual faction within Blue Rose, and it's really kind of a spiritual through line throughout the countries. It sort of represents, out of character, represents a sort of like Romani person, like representative, and kind of shines them in a positive light. Compared to oftentimes they don't get that positivity. So it's great to kind of have this like area and faction base for this inn. Um, they own it, they run it, and they catch all the fish. And this is kind of where they report back to Aldis. There's more formal embassies and other properties owned in the city, but many roamers feel more comfortable on the outskirts in this inn. Most of our party actually all of our party is at the Roamer's Rest right now, drinking, talking, probably enjoying themselves. Um, there is a bartender. There are games being played. There's tarot cards being read. A war might be happening outside, but nobody could tell from inside Roamer's Rest. The Roamers are calm, they're collected, and they know that whatever happens, there's too many forces of good in the world of Aldis, especially in the Pavan Weald, for anything like the Shadowgate to get through. Um, Before I get to introduce our wonderful cast in character and what they're doing in this tavern, you do notice a sort of corkboard or a dartboard, kind of both, where rumors and other jobs are posted. There's essentially only 2 rumors on the board right now, and whenever one of you goes up to check them out, I will elaborate further. But for now, we can talk about what fun we're having, what we're drinking, or who we're flirting with in this tavern. We will go in the same order that we started for introductions, so we can start with Xenniver. What she got going on? Oop, I think you're muted.
One second. There we go. Well, she's definitely keeping it to
Hey.
herself, eyeing the place, as she's learned to be a bit cautious. She will easily trust or trust people, but of course, experience has somewhat led her to be just a little bit more selective. Um, as the night before, there was a bit of a mishap that she still keeps in her mind. It wasn't a major deal, but it lingers. And as she looks around, she picks up the lager of beer and takes a sip, looks at the poster board, and approaches.
So right to the poster board. Before we get to what it actually is, we will continue with introductions.
Right.
7.
Oh, right. Right.
Who are you?
So 7 is a I don't know if I think I forgot to mention 7 is a rye cat. He is the size of a small panther, but a tuxedo cat, essentially the size of a small panther. Only his chin and his chest are white, and his 2 forepaws are white. The rest of him is jet black. He does the very end of his tail is crooked and is bent to the side, like it's been broken at some point in time. He is wearing a like kind of a vest of sorts that's got like a few pockets, and you can kind of see like the bulges and whatnot. And he is sound asleep on top of the piano.
That's so beautiful. Yeah, no, and so they're right there on top of the piano. Beautiful formal tuxedo kitty, or Katodi, very large Katodi, on top of the piano.
They take up the entire top of the piano. It's just draped over with the tail just kind of flicking back and forth every once in a while.
A beautiful melody is playing on the
closely,
piano.
You might see like the eye crack open and then close again.
Just enough instincts, I'm sure, to keep you defended even within such a happy place like Roamer's Rest. I assume that you've probably known the piano player for quite a long time, and the piano player plays the most soothing songs when nobody has a particular request. This is 7's happy place for sure. It's always like the perfect temperature. It's never like too cold, too hot. That's a beautiful little kitty. Okay. Next up, Xandyr. Xandyr, what are you up to?
So Xandyr is, first of all, he's incredibly short. Like, you wouldn't think it's possible for a person to be this short and be fully grown, but here he is. And he's got very long blonde hair, that's in braids in several places. And they do in fact have heterochromia. One of their eyes is the deepest forest green, and the other is the brightest icy blue that you can imagine. He knows he's beautiful. He knows this, and he makes good use of it. And he is basically just in the middle of where others are dancing, just twisting and twirling and having the best time, and doesn't seem to get out of breath no matter how long he dances for. And he is pretty much everybody who meets his gaze, he's giving them a little, come hither, a little bedroom eyes, but only if they approach him does he actually, do anything, because consent is important. He makes it clear he's interested. Anybody who walks up to him, he's interested, but only if they walk up to him. He wants to be chased. He doesn't want to do the chasing.
Have you already been drinking?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He's several in, but it doesn't seem to be affecting him. He definitely can hold his liquor.
Well, okay. We'll resolve this one then, because I don't think this will take too long. So, you're at the bar, and a beautiful person with jet black hair approaches you in a sort of like old-timey, white-gloved and frilly outfit, right, as a top, and a long black skirt. Looks at you, for a couple of seconds without saying anything. Who's breaking the
Hello,
silence?
darling.
Do you want another? It's actually just a bartender. So,
Yes, please.
this is Barley, our self-identifying non-binary forest folk human bartender, who is always there and sort of serving as an internship to the head matron of the bar, who is a roamer. She doesn't seem to be around right now, so Barley's in charge. It's kind of wearing one of those Wild West sort of like, black topped with the frills, sort of malt shake dresser sort of clothes. Kind of looks at you, he's like, hands you and a big like a huge mead with fairy dust and sort of like pavan wheeled extract. It's like primal, earthy, it's rooty and sludgy, but it's sort of akin to a Guinness, not sponsored. And so it's like very syrupy. I personally love that kind of beer. So this is what we got on tap right now. It's a lot cheaper considering that this comes from the Weald, but I hope you're doing all right there. You were getting a little red. You embarrassed about something? Hands you the.
No, I'm doing just fine, darling. And he takes the drink, and like there's a little bit of the lingering fingers against the hand. I'm doing just fine.
Okay. That was. She's like starts like blushing. She can't speak, right? And it's just amazing, right? I wonder how she'll respond. Next time that she hands you a mug, are you going to just, she just looks right at you, hands you the mug directly? She's like, not. She's still holding it in her hands. The moment that your hand touches the cup, she goes down and gives you a kiss as well.
Okay.
Listen, I don't see as many people as attractive as you. I really like my job here, and we have no problem with this. So, I don't know. I get off in like an hour, so you can meet me upstairs, right? Like I have a room here, but I got to get back to work for now. Okay, so just keep it calm, and we can talk about it later. Okay.
I'll be waiting.
He blushes, starts shivering. He goes back to the barrel, just sort of like doesn't move for a long time, starts like pouring a mug. It overflows and falls to the ground. It starts falling into the drain over. There's like a Vata on the other side of the room who's like just really, really wanting some more. Unfortunately, kind of already out, not able to pay for it. So, hey, are you gonna stop? She looks back. She closes the tap. And that's it, right? And she's like, and just like kind of resumes his duties, right? Yeah. So that was Xandyr. A wonderful. Wow, I love that experience. Thank you. Okay, Kyth, what are you up to in the Roamer's Rest?
Okay. Is this somewhere that I've been before? Kind of know some people or no?
So you have been here often. There are a lot of recruits who are also forest folk. In the bar, they're drinking. It seems they seem to be conscripts, kind of eating their fill or getting one last night in before they get shipped off.
Okay.
So you're commonly known amongst the general folk here.
Okay. All right. So Kyth is in some natural looking leathers, very earthy looking, wild red hair, very pale skin, with a smattering of freckles across her face. Bright blue eyes that almost have a tinge of purple to them. She's going to go up to the bar and gently rake her nails, her long fingernails, across the bar at the bartender. Hello, darling. I believe you know exactly what I like to drink.
Barley
And I'll flash my teeth.
Barley starts sweating mad, blushes, looks over to Xandyr. Looks over to Xandyr and is like, he speaks in a hushed tone. Listen, I think I do too. I get off in like an hour. So if you want to come upstairs, I have a room.
I will be getting off in about an hour as well. I'll see you there.
Listen, you might be, but consent is important, and I wanted to ask. Look at Xandyr down the bar. He's like points over. I already planned something with them, but I kind of want both. So if you're okay with that, I'll go ask.
Take them a drink for me, won't you? And I'll give a wink and gesture over to Xandyr.
Barley is very happy at his job. This is the perfect place for Barley to be. Barley will go back and have kind of a similar experience, topping up the beer and letting it fill over, but jolting himself back into place just in time. She's going to take a small knife and she's going to cut a piece of her neck, just very, very slightly, like almost like a butter knife, and drip some of the blood in and kind of mix it. It takes on this sort of crimson hue. Passes it over to you and says, just so you get a taste of me early. Xandyr hasn't had this, so it's just for you.
Thank you.
Passes it over.
I appreciate it. And I will take it and I will take my sip.
So that's Kyth. Barley is on a roll. Barley's very happy right now. Beautiful people coming into the bar all at the same time, all making these like very just egregious forwards, and he's like, yeah, this is just that's why I got this job, right? Like, I mean, helping the roamers is great, but this is really what it's about. Dreya, what are you up to at the bar?
Well, Dreya is sitting there finishing up sharpening one of her blades. She's wearing a variety of different shades of green, different textures, sort of like she might fade into a forest if she stopped moving and was still. You wouldn't see her as you went past. She's got a shield resting by the leg of her stool and a wicked-looking halberd leaning against one of her knees so that if she needed to pick it up quickly, she could. But she finishes sharpening her blade and looks around for the bartender, hoping to get a refill of her drink.
Now, you seem like somebody, Barley approaches you, that has a definite taste for your liquor. Now, I have Fairy in a bottle. That's a Pavanril exclusive. Um, I have Aldian Royal Wine. This is actually a blueberry wine. Not many nobles get to have this. And sort of goes on, drones, different liquors, different wines, no approaches. Is there something in particular you're looking for? She's actually offering this sort of rare stock, and you feel like having these might lead to something more than a buzz.
I'll take whatever you recommend for a good time. What do you like to have for a good time?
Well, I find myself running a lot because I have to go between here and the city quite often. Even I forget like my breakfast or something. So that sucks. I mean, for that, I really like glowworm larva. Um, and it's this sort of like wriggly little grub, and a bowl of grubs that she serves herself, starts to eat it. Um, although after she eats it and kind of displays them, she gets a big wave of orders, and after you blink once, you feel like all the orders have been filled, and all these conscripts are already clinking the moment that their mouths close. It seems like it makes you super fast. Um, so, would you like to eat a bowl of glowworm grubs?
I don't know. That seems like it might give me a little more energy than I can burn off sitting in a bar. I might need some help with that later. And Dreya sort of looks Barley up and down and says, I'll take some if you can help me with burning off some of that energy later.
Barley looks right at you, dead ass, and just says out loud at this point, "Listen, all right? This is the best night of my life. Okay, Xandyr, I'm bringing Kyth, and I'm bringing Dreya. If you're cool with that, of course, and the others as well." And sort of like just loud. The roamers in the bar are start oohing, and the conscripts start clinking. It's everyone's on fire right now.
Can I watch?
Dreya ignores the talking cat. If he speaks again, she will refer to him as Mittens. And leans over and looks down the
I've
bar
been
at the
called
other,
worse.
looks at the other individuals that Barley seemed to call out, and then looks back at Barley and says, "Yeah, I'm down with that." And then she pops one of the glowworms in her mouth.
Hey, this is not the first time that a Rycat's walked in on me. I mean, look at how many forest folk are here, okay? All the rhydan just left.
Oh, honey, trust me. I've seen way more than you have to show. Seen it, done it, have the shot glass and the t-shirt.
Barley is steaming. Absolutely steaming. Could not get any
Oh,
more
you're cute when you blush.
into this mood without pulling the four of you by collar, or scruff collar up the stairs and into the room. So, while this is happening, a Xenniver is looking kindly upon the bounty board as darts, drinks, mugs, tables are flipping across the room right now. Piano keys on the floor, discordant notes. Xenniver is going to look right at the board and say,
Oh, we should bring the piano player.
Well, I don't know what this is about, but it's not too important. She takes a good look at herself, seeing that she is not well dressed. She has a raggedy crop top and some parachute pants with some boots that clearly are not matched. And uh, despite that, she seems not to care. She takes a look at her copper skin with some scratches she gained from a few fights the night before and says, "Man, if only I could read."
Why? So not the answer.
Do I have
was
really good hearing? Would I hear this?
The night folk of the party would hear it, of which Xandyr, Kyth, as well as the Rycat known as Seven, would also hear.
Oh, you poor thing. You can't read?
Well, no. Ooh, do you?
Why, of course. Yes. What is it that you're trying to read, darling?
Well, points at the note. That, it seems like it's got really nice handwriting. I would like to learn someday, but just never got the chance. You know, demons and stuff, people dying. Yeah, it's rough. She brushes her really messy hair and looks at you without blinking an eye, just staring.
Hmm. Well, let me see what I can read there for you. What do I read?
Yeah. Okay. So these, with the assistance of your keen eyes, you do see the two notes posted on the wall. They are both posted by the same order, which is the Order of the Blue Rose, the royal knights that defend Aldis amongst, I guess, threats of fiends as well as injustices. Hopefully in their lands, because when they start to leave, they start to become some, imperialist colonizers, and the Blue Rose loses some of that humbleness or well-meaning that it tries to give off. This is a clear defend of its own area with very kind of like you know, a party or faction that is not willing to compromise or discuss, unlike the many other countries that which all this has already founded a great peace with. They're demons, after all, and it's probably not a good sign. It's an all-out war. Um, Join Fort Redmane is like the banner. Join Fort Redmane. The one on the left is managed by um, a knight captain of the Blue Rose. You're not sure exactly what rank or stature they have, but a knight captain known as Jamie. Jamie stands to sit there, reinforce the keep, defend it at all costs, as well as helping all of the kind of village population of the nearby Pavenweald, whatever unnamed towns or hamlets that were kind of amongst the nestled trees or jungle, amalgamed here, and this is where they reside. Defend them as well as the keep. Another on the right by Captain Daybreak, saying that essentially screw the first plan. Like, we're the Blue Rose. Screw these demons. Like, let's go slaughter them, and then close the gate ourselves. It can't be really destroyed, but we can at least put a stop to the flow that comes in at this time. And that's kind of it. It's pretty simple whether you want to go at this or whether you want to defend this. They will both have different paths. They're both different characters, and you'll bring back different information or different rewards for the following week, right? So that's where we're at.
So is
That's what you see,
is
but
it
also
good?
that's out of character.
Is it good? You've been reading a while. I know it's hard. I mean, I don't know it, but
Oh, well, it's a bunch of more fame, more work, more money. That side. So, this one's needing help, and this one's also needing help, but in a different way. So, dangerous work.
Hmm.
You can do that alone.
dangerous. I mean, I can do dangerous. It just shows you her scars on her forearms. I mean, it's just the one thing that makes sense, you know, just hit things until they stop. And money comes in, don't need to read. I can count.
Okay, time to the stars. Impressive.
Think so?
Hmm,
Xander
must
and
have been
Seven would have
wrong.
also heard this conversation. Oh, I'm sorry. And feel free to chime in at any point.
Seven is licking himself.
As you do, getting ready, I'm sure.
Oh, what? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Huh. Did that cat just talk?
Technically, you only hear his voice in your head, because beasts don't actually speak; they're all psychic, and so it's just this strange kind of purring voice in the back of your head, and it feels like, you know, that feeling like just before you get goosebumps. It's like that the whole time.
I look over at Seven and approach. How tall are you again? My character's 5'4". Xenniver's 5'4".
The size of like a small, I'd say like between like a cheetah and a panther.
Oh, oh, okay. Still approaches. Offers
Big
you a lot of
claws.
the beer. Hey,
Oh, why, thank you.
yeah, no problem. And goes right back to Kyth. So, what's up? Looks awkwardly around. Scratches hair, dandruff falls off.
Mm, well, later I'm going to be meeting some friends upstairs, but
Oh, a party.
like I said, I don't think you should go out. Oh yeah, it's a party. Um, hmm, do you like parties?
Sometimes they can be nice, but they get crazy and people get violent. And I know I said I'm pretty good at it, but I don't like it to be honest. It's just what's gotten me by. Life's hard, you know.
Hmm, this is
And
My
harder when you
safe
can't
word
read.
is beholder.
Safe? It would be safe not to get punched. You're right.
darling, I don't think they were referring to being punched. I mean, unless that's what you like, um, but if you were to want to go on either of these excursions, please promise me you won't go alone.
Uh, sure. You're awfully nice, you know, but okay. You're the first person that's actually nice to me in a while. Not like the old man
Well,
that robbed me last night. But you know, I didn't feel too bad about it.
Mm.
He needed the money.
I'm terribly sorry to cut in. Did you say you were robbed?
Yeah, I mean, there's this strange old man, probably about this tall, puts hand up, maybe about 5'7". Uh, brushed against me really roughly, and I told him, "Hey," and he said nothing, just kept going. And before I realized it, my purse was gone. But that's okay. I saw him later. And he was eating bread. He was eating bread really fast, which means he was hungry, which means he needed it, and that's all that matters.
My heart, my whole
You
heart.
might be the purest person I've met in a long time.
Oh, the
Really? Even with
stupidest.
all these scars?
I have a feeling that's
I
why you ended up with all those scars.
so
Well,
I imagine the polycules approaching.
well, it's nice to meet you all. I'm Xenniver. You're all awfully nice. I've been, shoved and I guess robbed and punched a few times. I know I'm not the prettiest, but I get by. Are you okay?
You're beautiful. Like, barely choking back tears.
Oh man.
Uh, blushes and actually runs out of the bar.
Uh,
Just no
um,
regard, just rushes out, freaks out.
hmm.
Oh no, did I come on too strong?
Go through the saloon doors and they start like ricketing back really, really fast.
Would you
Oh,
like
I
me to
hope
go
she doesn't
after
go off on.
her?
Hmm. Yeah, she was looking at the job board, wanting to probably some work. There's one. Or this one. Told her she shouldn't do it by herself, but hopefully she didn't run off and get herself into any trouble. I'll go check on her.
Well, okay. Do we go after her? Do we assume that
I
she'll be
mean,
fine?
There's no. She would be terribly easy to find.
The giant cheetah says.
Oh.
I have a knack for following people. Finding things that don't want to be found.
Well, she seemed a little flustered. Maybe we give her a minute to be less flustered. Maybe she'll come back on her own.
Whatever.
Good point. She's just so darn sweet. I don't want her getting hurt.
Yeah.
Poor thing couldn't even read.
I want to protect her. What a dog.
Oh, I think Xandyr was muted there.
I don't know.
So much.
I don't know what to do.
There's so much. Yeah. So we seem to be at a decision point to go after Xenniver or not, and which of these two choices are the goal.
Wait, to clarify, our choices are between an orgy and going after this girl who seems innocent, yet able to defend herself, and has just run out of the bar because she's embarrassed. These are our choices.
This is 100% correct. Yep, that's a true statement.
I mean, do we go get the innocent girl and bring her to the orgy? Because that is a special kind of fun.
I mean, that's a win-win, Mr. Mittens. But
Mr. Mittens.
Sure, let's try that.
I mean, I'm all for that. Okay.
I would just be right outside, by the way. Just, yeah.
Oh no. I suppose I ought to take the lead. I mean, I was the one who flustered her.
In the standard, in the typical way of cats, Seven will walk immediately in front of you, and it's like, you know, when cats will like walk underneath your feet, like they're trying to anticipate where you're gonna walk.
I'm familiar. There is a cat.
You know that thing?
I'm familiar. He does that.
Yeah, Seven is.
Smokey does that.
As soon as you start to move, they are right there in front of you. Like, oh, what? You were gonna walk here?
I think I see him in Xandyr's background. He's already Seven's already thrown themselves on the bed.
So yeah, I will go and look for Xenniver.
I'm gonna like do that thing where you like step over the cat and just kind of let them continue weaving.
I think it would be kind of fun to get into like that rhythm where it's like,
Yeah. And like it's almost like as soon as they really pick it up, it becomes like a dance almost.
yeah, for sure. You get and you do get the occasional like the occasional chin rub as you go by every once in a while.
And so you said you're just outside.
Yeah, just completely crouched over, or hunched over, just covering, Xenniver covering herself, and with their hair completely covering as much of her body as possible, as it's quite long. In fact, it would have been about knee high. And of course, all missing.
Oh, look, I found her.
Fine. Some tracker you are.
What
I
can I
will
say?
kneel down.
I'm a professional.
I'll kneel down and gently try to pull back some of the hair from Xennifer's face. Darling, are you all right? We didn't mean to frighten you away.
Looks in shock. Oh, oh, sorry. It's just, and she smiles. You could tell that she's missing her left incisor on the top, and some of her teeth are not in the best shape. Some of them crooked. It says, "Nobody's ever called me beautiful before. I guess it's nicer than I thought." And she
Oh,
cries.
Xandyr, you made me blush.
Well, you stick with me, darling, and you will hear it a lot more.
You mean that? Like,
He like
seriously?
crouches down and very gently reaches up and wipes a little tear away. I do mean that.
She hugs you. Thank you. I'm sorry if I interrupted things. Are you all together? Are you all going to the party? What was this
The
about a
party.
safe word? I think safe words are good, but no punching, right? Looks at Kyth.
Only if that's what you like.
Oh, right, right. It's also strange, but if you like it, I guess. I know I like this, and I hold on to Xander's hand.
Let's go back inside. It's awfully. Is it cold outside, or is it like warm, or what's the weather like outside?
Yeah. I would say that this is sort of the beginning of spring. Things are blooming, but it's still pretty cold.
It's awfully weather outside.
It's awfully weather.
Yeah, it's all.
Well, let's get you back inside. It's kind of chilly out here. Let's get you warmed up.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice. Thanks. I think I lost my coat somewhere, but it was already ripped. Doesn't matter. Look, gets up and follows you outside.
Oh, you poor.
Dreya wouldn't have said anything during this particular exchange. She just sort of would have been waiting in the doorway, and she'll hold it open and let y'all walk in, and she'll be the last one in. Essentially, just in an adventuring party, her normal place would be like at the rear to make sure nothing snuck up on anybody. So that's just sort of her natural position.
Seven stops just outside the door.
Oh, it's a staring contest for like as long as possible. Mittens, you going in?
I haven't decided. It's such a nice night. How are you? We haven't really met.
I'm okay. I haven't killed anyone today, so you'd better make up your mind if you're going in or you're staying out.
would definitely
And
say.
then slowly walks through the door. Typical cat fashion.
Great. And I feel like at this point, Dreya, like the glowworms that she ate have probably started hitting her, and she's starting to vibrate a little bit. Just, I'm assuming it's like some kind of ridiculous amount of like almost like she drank way too much coffee. But like, so she's looking a little twitchy.
A little frazzled. Most of the conscripts basically finish off their drinks at this point, while Zen is crying, Dreya is shaking and drinking, and Seven is just leaving the door. They pack up, they pay their tabs. Barley's like, thank God, no, I can. Jeez, like, I got more important things to do tonight. Okay, like, look, can I clock out now? Like, they leave. And they kind of grumble. You hear some rumors, some mutterings, a couple of things that you hear in no particular order. At this point, I will give two, and then if anybody would like to do some checks to find out additional ones, please let me know. And you could, this is where you could use role-playing stunts, or you can get those kind of like auto successes, of which you start with 3. We are, at this point, at a character. I will also mention that we are 17 out of 20 retweets, so we're almost there. When we hit those 20 retweets, the party will get a pool of 20 hit points to distribute to whomever they want, or whatever they want, whether that be barley after a raucous night, or maybe a rock, like inanimate object. So that's fine too. And at 5 subs, we will actually gain additional auto successes up to 6. So that's what we got for retweets and subs, real quick. Pretty close on the retweet one. Okay, back to it. The conscripts give 2 rumors that you hear with no additional successes required. 1, the fort is extremely like undefended. Like there were towers, there were actual battlements, and now it's like wooden barricades and like a little bit of glue made out of some like barbed wire type substance, that's kind of holding things together. So it is a dangerous place, and it is not as easily defensible as it once was. That being said, Blue Rose engineers have blown the bridge to the vault, to the actual fort, giving you like a lot more time were there to be an invading force. There is a lone bridge. It's a kind of like on a cliff face. So there's like a lone bridge that you have to take to get there. It's not completely destroyed the bridge, but there's a huge gap. So it's kind of like a tactical advantage there. Number 2, there seem to be some missing children alongside the forest pathway near the gate that never made it back to the fort itself, right? So this is 2 rumors, of which there are more. And this is probably where you're going to get the majority of your information regarding either of the pathways prior to actually getting there. So who would like to roll, if anybody?
What are we rolling? Let's go.
Uh, if yeah. So is anybody? I'm sorry. You said Xandyr. Xandyr, you are.
I would
Yeah.
like to roll that.
I don't know what I'm rolling, but I'm rolling something.
7 is 2. Okay, so Xandyr, roll me 3d6 plus whatever ability that you think would be great for hearing this, and if you have a particular focus or skill, you can add some to that. As an expert, you might have something in that arena.
I have no idea. It's a very slapdash character thrown together. I don't know what the heck I'm doing.
That's okay.
What
I
are we
would
rolling?
say a good one. Let me pull up the El Shido real quick. Yeah, so I think a good one for this one would either be perception, intelligence, or I will even take a dexterity check for this. And you can just roll 3d6 plus that number.
Okay, then I'm gonna do dexterity because that's the highest number.
Yeah.
Never go
Ayo.
first.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
Do I have a focus perception searching? Would that apply
This would totally count.
to this?
This would totally count.
Okay.
Yes, it would.
So my perception is already a +3. What would the focus give me, or how do I use that?
The focus would be an additional 2 usually at your level.
Okay.
So, yeah. So
So
five
that's
is
a
pretty great.
+5.
Yeah. Xandyr, what did you end up getting?
I had a 12.
A 12. Okay. So with
I got
your
an
12,
18.
yeah, you got an 18. You destroyed that one, so that's great. Okay. Xandyr, with your 12, you do overhear something else. You hear that back at the fort, there are hidden entrances and gateways kind of into the castle that the fort doesn't really know about. One of the conscripts claims that his family was stationed there for many generations, and they spoke of caverns underneath the fort that sometimes they used as escape routes, and sometimes they had to defend against those very same tunnels as unearthly creatures tunneled from the underground, right? So it could be a force for good, or an additional area that needs reinforcements that Knight Commander Jamie might not even know about. So that's your shtick. 7, you hear that there's actually an old weapons cache or weapons station, kind of like an armory, buried by a hidden mechanism that is magic activated near the gate. It is made out of very kind of ancient Old Kingdom technology, and it has Old Kingdom relics, some of which might be too dangerous for soldiers to use themselves, but probably not as dangerous as the demons pouring through the Shadow Gate. And so these are kind of like one rumor per, choice, right? To kind of add some extra objectives to those. Dreya, Kyth, or Xenniver, are any of you interested?
We all heard the rumors, right? Like the two rumors that you just
Yeah,
mentioned. Like,
it's
yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah,
Xenniver
this is.
Go ahead.
No, go on. I'm going to ask for clarification, so it might be answered
Oh yeah,
by what you have.
I'll take the
Okay.
clarification, and then Xennifer, you let me know what you want to do in a second.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, Dreya, what's up?
Who is actually in the fort currently?
The
Is
fort
it
currently has a skeleton crew, of which more conscripts are kind of leaving now. They're kind of shipping out, so you can kind of leave with them and arrive with them. Kind of the majority of the force is leaving tonight, and it has to be tonight. In fact, they're leaving in 30 minutes, and unfortunately, Barley gets off in at least 2 hours. She has to kind of clean up, right? So this is kind of the time to get there, kind of with everybody else, and getting there maybe even one night afterwards might result in a very different situation upon arriving. They're cutting it pretty close because it took them a long time to mobilize. They haven't done it in quite a while, so that's one aspect of it. Okay, about the
To be
Barley thing.
perfectly honest, that sounds like a suicide mission.
The conscript in character looks over at 7 and is like, "Yeah, but who's gonna do it, huh? Are you gonna wait till they reach the gates of Aldis and all that we've built, all that we love, this essentially utopia, right? Comes crashing down before our eyes? Like, not me, not my family. He's trashed. His friends are trying to pull him off, and of course you're nonplussed, I'm sure, as a kitty would be.
7 is not even reacting. He's literally just like doing that cat aloof, like, whatever.
Meow.
Do you have
That's
any
why.
idea where I've been? This is just another, I don't know, passing flame.
It's in the Weald, you rambunctious kitty. This is where you're from. This is your primal forest. Did you hear about those knights? It was a unicorn that was almost slain. It's alive. Those very same haloed knights came back to Aldis, reported this. No, it's many more Rycats will die if you don't join. Whether it's a bad idea for us or not, it's our path as members of the Blue Rose. And he kind of picks himself up. His constitution returns to him a bit. He's not as trashed, and he sense a bit of pride in his voice.
Oh, interesting.
Anyway, that's what. So that's what's going on with Brahma. That's why they're going there. They're on the way there now. There's just very very bare bones crew, and so the majority of the regiment is going now. Both the attacking force as well as the defending force. Everybody's leaving tonight. I mean, they'll kind of split off when they get there. The two main commanders of each side being Jamie for the defense, and Daybreak for the offense. Xennifer, what were you up to? Sorry about that.
It's okay. After hearing the rumors of the missing children, Xenniver will definitely take interest in that. I would like to inquire more about it. Not necessarily for pursuit of coin, but simply, could they be alive? Could they be alive? What is out there? Is there a chance to make this stop? Inquire more about the missing children near the gate.
One of them catches out. One of them was my niece. Okay, they lived really close to the grove. They were in the holiest place, and we haven't. We know my aunt is dead. We know my uncle is dead, but my niece. Hopefully, she made it. She was right around there, and there's reported kids missing. They never made it back, but they didn't find any bodies either. Um, it seems like crystalline structures have been spotted around the gate. At night, screams emanate from these structures, and after each scream, a pillar of light appears in the sky, and one of these stations seems to glow with a purplish miasma. You can pretty much tell human sacrifice.
Crystals? Purple?
Yeah.
Purple what? Purple my what? Looks at Kyth. What does this mean? Do you know anything about this? We have to save them. We have to. Please, we have to.
I know
Shakes
how to
you.
read.
We
I
have
I
to.
don't
agree.
like to read
Shakes you
the
hard. Shakes you harder.
No,
We have to.
I agree. Uh, do I know anything about any of this? Like, do I have any kind of inkling information about any purple crystals and light? Yeah.
Congrats,
What,
everybody. Our
missing
retweet
children?
goal was met, and we do have 20 hit points to distribute amongst nieces or nephews or any of such missing children that may be found throughout the course of this adventure. So thanks for that.
Find all the
Sorry, I just want to say that
children.
real quick.
Yeah, so do I know anything about any of that? Like anything about,
Oh,
do I have any knowledge about any crystals and missing children?
make me an intelligence roll,
Okay,
which would be great for this.
okay. Let me find my.
Hey, Holly, thanks for the bits. Wow, that's sweet. Also, yeah, that's totally what really happened. There was none of that was not true.
Okay.
So
I
far,
mean,
do
the
you need the
description
it
numbers
is
hasn't
for the
happened
total?
yet.
Oh, just the total, and yeah, it hasn't happened yet. Just the
Charlie
total
hasn't
would be
lost
fine.
the orgy yet.
10, and it's 3d6 plus my intelligence modifier.
Yes, and then if you, I don't know, if there's a focus for arcane or anything in particular.
17.
Okay, so ridiculous. These are definitely Old Kingdom tech that has kind of been repurposed by the demons near the Shadow Gate, and they're kind of using it against the area that used to protect it. However, you do feel like they can be purified or returned to their original function, can even be used to help seal the Shadow Gate. So that's your first real hook onto, sealing it. Right now, it seems to be used to empower it, but it can be reversed.
And do not forget, Kyth, that you're being shaken this whole time as you're thinking about all this.
I'm hungry, and you're shaking me is not making things any easier. I have.
I'm sorry. Stop. I'm sorry. Okay. I can't. I can't let it happen. I can't.
No,
Looks at
I feel
Xander. We have to help.
Do we have to do it now though?
Barley's looking at all of you.
Yes.
She's like trying to clean faster. He's cleaning
Oh,
plates faster. She's serving drinks faster. She's like trying to, get through it.
Maybe they can wait like an hour.
I can work with an hour.
Do it now.
Out of character. There are enough people that seem to want to stay for at least an hour that I will suggest that there would be no loss to anyone.
Okay.
As long as
Great.
as long as you rolled some stuff to catch up with the marching regimen after that time. As long as you don't plan to spend the whole night, it would be fine.
Not anymore.
I mean, honestly, out of character, I'm more interested in checking out the missing children and potentially finding a way to close the gate with these crystals.
Same.
Yeah.
In character.
Oh,
Out of character, kids with crystals. In character.
In character, 7 is
50.
done. But yes, definitely wants to go towards the children.
Save
Okay.
children first, orgy after.
Oh,
I
well,
mean,
yes. Maybe that's our inspiration to get back.
Orgy before, save the children, orgy after, ¿Por qué no los dos?
Decisions.
So, okay, I'm assuming the party's already made their decision. We're going to go after the children. The other rumor that you heard about that area is also that there is a cache of weapons, or like basically a vault that
Yes,
could be
but I
found
didn't
around there.
tell anybody that.
Yeah, you just read the note.
Fun little
This is a true statement.
surprise.
You just read the note,
figure.
and that's true. There
Secrets
was
of
no
those.
statement about telling the others. So for now, you're the only one with the knowledge of this of gun racks on gun racks.
How do I
So-
care? I've got claws
That
and
is
teeth.
so like a cat.
it's a very kitty thing to do.
Hey, I'm just working with the character.
7 is the most cat to ever cat.
Yeah.
That's probably why you're 7 instead of 9.
Already lost 2 of them, huh? I guess the only thing left to determine is whether or not preliminary orgy will happen with catch up later, or skip orgy to arrive at regiment quicker. Either is acceptable.
All in
What
favor
was the
of
bartender's
skipping
name
the
again?
first orgy.
Barley.
Barley, I
She's worked so hard.
no. I think we'll be back later.
Barley's like, wait, no. I guess that's what's happening. So everybody, starts to walk out with the conscripts, right? We start heading
Not
out.
you.
Barley's like
Us.
trying to clean. He's like, no, this is gonna be my birthday present. And he starts like, trying to wrap
You
up.
can't hit me
Starts
with
to
the
close out
birthday.
tabs with the birthday present. Just one affirmation of your return would be sufficient to calm down the beleaguered Barley.
Xander takes a ring off of his pinky finger, and hastily whips out a small cheap chain that he's got, and puts the ring on the chain, and then puts it around Barley's neck. Quick kiss on the cheek. I promise we'll be back. Promise, you have my word. Some things are more important than sex. I hate to admit it.
Oh, you're so cute. Okay, I believe you. All right, you're so strong. There's no way any sword can pierce through those muscles. No, it's fine. Okay, you do what you gotta.
Xenniver definitely takes note of that, by the way, but doesn't react.
Zen will remember that.
Xenniver will remember this.
Okay. Does anybody want to do any last comments, things before we head out and arrive at our wonderful Fort Redmane?
I hug everyone. Thank you.
Aw,
I'm sorry I got in the
that's
way
so
of your
sweet.
party, but we have to do this.
Seven like pulls away awkwardly.
Hugs you tighter.
I'm sorry.
Just another scratch
I
at it.
apologize.
It's all good.
I did not mean. I lost my temper.
It's okay. It's okay. You're a good kitty.
You'll excuse me.
That's a good kitty meow.
I go obsessively clean myself.
Frantic, yeah, frantic.
Just like shit. Get fucked up my hair.
There is a giant litter box outside of the bar for all of the Rycat travelers that pass through. There's a Rye dog park, and there is a trough for Rye horses. It even has like a small stream for Rye fen, which are dolphins. So actually, in the last episode, there was a dolphin in a vat of beer. In the basement of this area, there is also a vat of beer with some dolphins inside that kind of leads directly from outside. So there's like a whole lot going on in Romer's Rest to check out later. I haven't seen the upstairs, haven't seen the basement, the drinking dolphins, but that would probably be for another time. Everybody gets their
You
huggies.
can't just say things like that.
Just
I want to
I know. I want to go party with the dolphins. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, can we go
The
swim
fun
with drunk
parts are
dolphins? Why
always
are
in
we
the
saving
basement.
children?
Yeah, like screw the kids. We're just gonna go get
Okay.
drunk with the dolphins.
So I will say that there are plenty of rivers connected to the Shadowgate. If you wanted to take drunk Rye dolphin transport over, this would be a perfectly great way to enter a stealthy about that. You would not meet probably the initial characters, but I don't want to, it's not an invalid choice. So just throwing that out there.
When else will we have the opportunity to travel by drunk dolphin?
Blue Rose.
The devils only know. The devils only know.
Can I hold on
I'll
to
let
a
the
dolphin fin
party-
with my little paws?
Yeah, that's exactly what's gonna happen. But you're trying to. I'm sure whether you like the water or not. You're probably gonna get somewhat wet. So,
I don't mind the water.
yeah. Good. Okay. All right. See that changes things. I will let the party
River clan.
decide
Don't
that,
like
and
the
I will
rain.
just. I'll take a back seat to this.
Whatever y'all want.
Okay, dolphins, let's go.
I don't know if
Dolphin
I trust this. might
I
need a drink
feel like
myself.
someone, as we were leaving, like Dreya heard something about dolphins drinking in the basement, and she's like, "Whoa, I gotta check that out first. Like, I've gotta see this. It'll take a minute. Gotta go look." She goes down to the basement and gets talking to one of the drunk dolphins. And somehow during this conversation, one of the drunk dolphins ends up offering to give them a lift. Like, "Yo, I got a whole pod here. We can just help you ride that wave and get where you're going. Happy to help you out." And Dreya's like, "That sounds fantastic." Because, like Mittens said, when else are we going to have a chance to ride drunk dolphins?
I mean, it certainly will be faster than walking, and we'd save some energy, I would think.
It seems like we're taking
Why
dolphins.
not?
Okay. So,
You are
definitely taking a dolphin.
we're definitely taking the dolphin. All right.
We're definitely taking dolphins.
You get downstairs. I meant right because now this is how you leave now is by going further into the structure. You go downstairs. You enter
Is
the
there any
basement.
other interesting doors in the basement? We should-
Yeah. There is a
Should or should
locked
not peer
red
behind.
door. There is a locked red door with like 6 deadbolt, heavy chain link kind of like locks on it, and something really pounding to get out. Um, Dolphins are like telling the door to shut up. The door shuts up. Hiccup. There is a pod of 6 rhydan playing fish poker in the middle of their like giant beer pool, looking at each other. One of them has a like a
Definitely
cigarette
eyeballing the fish.
in the blowhole, throws it out, blicks it in the beer, drinks it, drinks a huge gulp, drinking the cigarette. Another rifle is like basically like dared him to do it. He did it. He throws him an extra fish, and kind of matches him. Puts out the chips. The one who ate the cigarette wins. They got the others to bet more. He takes it all in with the flippers. Just rakes it all in, and they just they're pretty angry about it. And they all start like kind of like chugging real quick, right? They're basically doing like the equivalent of like a handstand with this keg, just downing it. As that's what you see when you get in here. Who would like to approach these dolphins? Kyth, you're up. What's up?
I cautiously approach the dolphin. Hello. I'll have what you're drinking.
They dead ass stare at you, and they're like, they all just like,
Okay, maybe not. We're off to find help for some children. Well, to help some children that have been taken in the wood. Do you know anything about that? And would you be able to help us?
They would require convincing of some sort, whether that be a roll, and a gesture, or an offering into the chum bucket.
Apparently, I'm good at persuasion, so I would like to step in.
Xennifer,
According to my
your
abilities,
chops.
yes. They
What you
say,
got?
please, dolphin. Oh, gracious dolphin, we need help. Please, you're the only one that can help.
Okay.
We have to find some children. We will make it worth your while. I don't know how, I don't know with what, but I promise you, whatever you seek, well, I will bring it to you personally. And I
Would you
show
like to
both my
use?
fists.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, yes, I would like to roll. I bring both my fists up in reassurance and just bring them down confidently.
Okay.
Muscles definitely bulging. So I have +2, but
Xennifer
I only
has the
with.
drip.
But yes, persuasion +2, but I have a 0 otherwise.
Okay.
Communication. So I make a roll.
Yeah. So it'd be a +2.
+2, 12.
A 12 will not hit here. Will not hit. Well, it won't. It won't succeed here. It is a little more difficult. However, you can use, your auto success here if you just want to pass this without thinking about it, or you can use one roleplay stunt to assist you here, of which you have 9 stunt points. And just a reminder, everybody does have stunt points, so auto successes and stunt points, if you want.
Okay, I will use passionate inspiration.
Okay.
with further plus 2 additional SP spent. I will spend as many as it requires from 12. I know each costs more. How many would I
It
spend
is
out of 9?
14 that is required. How much would you need to spend?
Okay, I just need to spend 3.
That's not that bad.
Yeah,
You spend
so that's
3.
6.
One of them, the kind of like boss Ryfen, looks at you, has like a scarred eye, straight down, eyes shut, little dolphin, basically eye patch on it. Um, and for the first time, psychically speaks to you. Your heart is pure, and your soul is good. You seek to defend the children of the Weald, and we will assist. The dolphins lurch over, and one of you can take your favorite Ryfen. And when you are mounted, I will describe the beautiful and glorious emergence of these dolphins.
Wait, before Xandyr gets on their dolphin, I'll sneak in a smooch, but then shy away.
So cute. Ooh, so cute.
Well, now.
Just hides from you.
Not
Does
so
not
shy
even
anymore.
look at you. All right. Goes
That
towards
that
Xandyr.
telepathic
Good.
that telepathic communication, was it to the group or just Xenniver? Do we have any idea why the dolphins are approaching?
Not at all. They just are clearly
Okay.
giving their backs to you. It seems like Xennifer's request has worked. You just don't know what the dolphin said.
I convey this, but not as good. Why big word when small word too good? Whatever. So, huh? Huh? They're with us now. We did it together. Now let's go save those children.
I don't know about this.
Well,
Could be
Dreya
fun.
does. She's gonna get on a dolphin.
I'll try anything once.
I recommend trying things twice. You never know. The first time might be a fluke.
Pro tip.
I'll keep it in mind.
Kitty pro tip.
Always keep an open mind.
Narrator sweating over here.
Innuendo.
Yeah. Okay. Who? 7. I'm super excited to hear this. 7. How do you get on your dolphin?
Have you ever seen the cats do the paw up kind of thing as it gets wet? He's just like, not happy about this. I don't like it. It's for the children. It's for the children. It's for the children.
FTK.
And then he's like, I would imagine that somewhere in his vest of pockets and whatnot, he does have like a length of like cord or rope, like kind of like a thin cord, and he somehow manages to like make a loop and like tie himself to the dolphin. Like he does, they do not want to slip off, and then just like the claw, like trying really really hard because they're trying to be polite, trying not to get the claws into the flesh of the dorsal fin, but just like it's so hard not to, and you never know, they might like it a little bit, but yes, it's so hard not to do the biscuits sometimes.
I'm a little baker kitty. You're kneading the dough of the dolphin. You don't want to.
But it's more.
You're
There's that difference between the happy purr and the stress purr, and you're getting a lot of the stress purr right now. It's like calming myself down.
You got the strap on you, so I mean, because cats are water, so you're conforming your body around the strap, so you're always like at a Pringle shape, I imagine.
I'm a loaf. I'm a loaf.
This is the cutest thing I've seen. It's a huge cat and a dolphin. Who?
Mind if I have some of that beer? I could use a drink.
Cups its flipper up to you, and allows you to lap if need be.
Rather than bend down and debase themselves, I reach a paw down and bring the liquid to my mouth with my paw instead.
I love it.
So that works
You're
out.
like a burnt little loaf.
Yeah. This is the cutest thing I've seen.
So adorable. I can't even.
Who else would
This
like
makes
to get
my
on their
life.
dolphin?
I love this so much.
Yeah, that's the pinnacle. Personally, I'm sorry, but I don't think Kitty getting on top of the dolphin can be matched. I still wanna, if anybody has picks a
So
particular
full
dolphin in mind.
disclosure, this entire character is based on my actual cat, Seven. His name is Seven because his tail is bent, so when he walks across, it looks like a number 7.
Oh.
And that's how he drinks water. He refuses to put his face into a bowl of water. He'll always use his paw.
It's the same cat. But psychic powers, and you're drinking beer.
Peek
So it's
screen.
Seven's
He
having a
doesn't
lot
like
of fun.
beer.
Yeah, no, understandably. Your Seven does though, so that's good.
Definitely.
All right. I guess unless it seems like we have no other
I can't
unique
follow that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's where we're at now.
Peaked. This scene is
We
peaked.
peaked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Upon seeing
feel like the camera was focused on that, and by the time it pulls away, the rest of us are on our dolphins.
Or on it. Yeah. I would love that. In unison, the 5 of you will take off. One dolphin will stay with the chum bucket. The dolphin that stays is the happiest dolphin because that dolphin gets to eat all of the fish now. Screw the rest of them. There will be none when they return. Just the beer. Okay. So you sort of, they tell you to, they psychically speak with you, each of your dolphins, to sort of hold your breath for the first 20 seconds or so. And it is sort of this like cove where they dip into a stream where half of it is kind of beer, constantly being produced from the actual inside of the inn, flowing outwards through the stream. So you sort of go down, covered in the beer, and you feel it's like tingly carbonation on your skin, bubbling up, and you kind of, it's thick like hops. You sort of get this quick beer bath as you rush in through fresh and eventually salty water, or like at least a combination thereof in this like estuary delta type area, zipping out along the river, going east and northwards. That is a really cute 7, and that is exactly what 7 looks like as the hair is getting matted from the beer. So you come out, and your face is all scrunched, and the hair sticking
And the
together.
ears are
because,
absolutely like flat to the side.
just all this beer matting the fur of this kitty, and then you get up, your eyes are wide, and you're lemming, all this beer is pouring on your face, now water, and that's what everybody experiences as you dip out. And from here on out, you're going to start essentially hopping, getting some forced rushes of water on the way down, east and then northwards on this river. For now, that is where we will leave it off for our 10-minute break. Or I'm sorry, I should say 15-minute break. We will be back Yeah, in 15 minutes, where we will arrive to start our stealth mission against the Shadow Gate, save these kids, maybe rescue these weapons. So we'll see how that goes. See you on 15, everybody.
What weapons?
What? What weapons? Oh man. Ooh. So I
Are we
think we're
clear?
still on. I don't think
No.
so.
We're still on.
We're definitely
Cool.
cool.
Play cool. Play it cool. Do a
Awkward.
little dance. Do a little dance. Just
Yeah, this is the post.
what?
This is the mid
Dance
show
off
where
stage.
I
Dance
sit
off
with my
stage.
Zevia and talk about kitty things in Blue
Oh,
Rose.
I legit would love some catnip flavored water. Or catnip beer. I wonder if you could do that instead of
I
using like
have
hops or something.
I have thought about putting catnip in dice, just to be like catnip dice.
Yeah.
But
Could do
it, of
like
course,
catnip
wouldn't
in
be
like
as much as
cage
just
dice, and then you would have like you could do videos of the cats chasing the dice full of catnip.
Oh.
that could be cool.
There's an
I
entire
haven't thought about
subreddit
this.
that's cats playing D&D.
Cats playing
Yeah.
D&D. I love that subreddit. I love that subreddit. And they have like GM
Dance? I didn't know
screens.
that. What? It's a whole world
Yeah, you
out
could
there.
probably
Okay, so we are back at it for part 2 of our week 2 Primrose, Blue Rose, West Marches campaign. This is an amazing group. I've been having so much fun so far. We spent the first half in the tavern, and now we are arriving upon our objective of stopping the Shadow Gate in the Pavenweald, saving children, and maybe a couple of other things to do. The party is currently riding a pod of rhydan, which are dolphins. They are drunk. They have been drinking. Um, they are hitting each other and swerving in this river. But there are no boats as you're able to jump from kind of stream to stream on the way to this area. Now you do make it pretty close to the Shadow Gate, and they say that they take you as far as they can go, and they know that it's the right way because they're Ryfen. They've kind of been traveling those parts like all their lives. They're happy to defend the Weald, and they say like, and then they they psychically speak with each of you. Kick those demons' asses for us, okay? Just keep the Weald safe. And they sort of high five you with the flippers, butt bump you with their tails, and then head on back, hitting each other and like hitting each other with flippers on the way back. Definitely on their way back to have basically beat up the other Ryfen for eating all of their chum, which they definitely know that he did, because that's what they would do as well. We arrive at the shore. What does our party at least think of the immediate area? For now, it's just a normal forest.
I am cold, and I am wet, and I am not
They all
happy.
smell like beer.
I smell like beer and dolphin.
But you don't smell like wet cat.
I will try to dry something with my hair.
I turn my back and walk away.
Thanks for coming along. You're cute.
Sit down and just start like meticulously cleaning myself, like pointedly not looking at anybody.
I don't
As
think
you
they
do.
mean anything. They're just very well. I mean, right now I'm not very.
Blush.
I'm not gonna say it. Okay, I'm not gonna say it. They're a little damp right now, and they are a
Dirty
cat,
look.
so they don't like
Oh,
that.
I see.
My eyes and my sweat. Everything. It's too moist.
Well, despite smelling
I'm
of
sure
beer
they'll be
and
much better once they're dry.
despite smelling of beer and being a little bit wet, I suppose somebody ought to scout ahead, so I will be right back.
Hi, Raiders. Welcome. We are currently defeating some demons by a gate, and everybody is wet and horny. That is the plot.
Just call us out like that, damn.
Just, quick 2 sentences, just heart of the matter, and then...
I mean, it's a pretty solid elevator pitch.
So we're on the bank of this river.
Yep.
Seven is cleaning themselves. What does do we look like we're in immediate danger? Do we know how close we are to the area where their children have gone missing, or where these crystalline structures are in regards to ourselves? That sort of thing.
Okay. At this point, not at all. You know that you are close, and there would be definite ways to seek it out actively. But as we have sort of bypassed the initial reinforcements and like Daybreak is fighting kind of at the front end, you can assume that you're towards the back. It's somewhere in the center, right? So this is where probably exploration stunts would really help, I would say. Or if you have any like spells or traits that would be particularly helpful, like in the wilderness.
I do have that that focus searching. If that would be of assistance of like finding our way or finding information about which way we're supposed to go, if that's a thing. Otherwise, the
if
only
you're
other thing that I
trying,
think that might be useful is I do have focus, dexterity, stealth,
oh,
which gives me a +6 if I'm stealthing.
I mean, those are both pretty great. With the search, you can search for specific things. One of the objectives that you know about, if you would like, since you kind of already know about these things and can track them, or you can stealth if you're more of a combat-oriented position. Also, there's an exploration stunt that may augment your already high rolls, um, if one of those would be helpful.
So do we know the direction of the gate from where we are?
At this point, no.
No. Hmm.
Do we see any blue lights in the sky or purple lights in the sky
Yes.
or hear any
Um,
screams?
No screaming. You do
Yeah.
see purple lights in the distance, right? There is like a very obvious one. Um, it's not necessarily towards the way of the gate, but you know that it's one of these crystalline structures of Old Kingdom tech, and so you can kind of make a beeline for it if you wish. Um, so at this point, you don't need to search for it. You kind of know where it is. You just kind of have to follow it. So.
Into the woods.
That's what I get for not looking up.
No. It's kind of hard to crane your neck that way when you're
Sulking.
usually
I know.
or on all fours, I was going to say, but sure.
Well, yes. I'll, I'll follow you.
I like can't sit
Going.
still. I'm like, is so
I
much
just like the view
is so
from
much
back
feeling.
here.
Once again, Dreya just kind of waits for everyone to sort of start moving, and then she'll watch the sort of. I would normally say the rear, but the back, the make sure no one sneaks up on us.
I give side glances to Xandyr as we're walking, but I'll follow next to Kyth.
Xander probably takes point. He's ready to get this over with so we can get to the fun that comes after.
All right, let's just kill them and get past this.
It's
I
an
mean,
interesting way of
to be
motivating a
fair,
party.
saving a bunch of kids will probably really impress the bartender.
True,
Always
factual,
thinking.
large.
Dreya always on point
Some people
here.
adventure
Never-
for fame. Some people adventure for money. This party, yeah, it's a little different.
A little different.
Do it for him.
We're just a party of
Do it for
bards.
barley.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so
It's our
Xander's
battle
leading the
cry
way.
for barley.
Yeah, that's the Seven's leading the bard call there, as the marching order has essentially been set.
Oh,
You
I was
do.
definitely behind Kyth,
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. No, I
just for the view.
got that part. Just taking it up the rear, and then Dreya taking it up that rear. Yeah.
I will loop arms with Xennifer if Xennifer will let me. Like just loop arms with you,
Of course. Of course.
but I will be swaying along.
You see,
This is-
Seven's tail is flicking along with Kyth's hips.
Oh my god.
in sync, on point.
We vibing.
You do arrive to the light. You are, I would say, only maybe 100 feet away, within walking distance that you kind of have a drop on it. It is at this point that you can prepare yourselves or brace. You don't know what's on the other side. You can go searching for enemies. You can stealth. Um, Again, I think probably actually any stunt might help here. Combat stunts might help to initiate. Exploration stunts might help to kind of start in a more advantageous position. Words. And role playing stunts might be used if there's already maybe a child there and you want to talk to them. So, um, who
I do
what
feel
would you like
like
to
this
do?
is a perfect opportunity for me to both stealth and search. Why don't I go and take a peek ahead? You all wait here, and I'll be right back. Stay safe.
Be careful, Seven.
Oh, always. Stealth first, so it's 3d6,
Mhm.
yes?
Mm-hmm.
Plus 6. Oh, oops.
Yeah,
15?
a 15 will definitely take it as you kitty
Just
climb your way up
melts
these
into the
treetops.
shadows.
Yep. And you're at this
And
high point,
then
and then now you can search exactly.
do, do, do. 10.
Enough
You're
to
distracted by
detect.
something.
Yeah, I would definitely say that something's on your
Butterfly.
mind.
Or maybe
You
I'm
do
still
see the
being
light.
pissy because I'm wet.
Yeah, you get a lot on your mind. Seven's definitely not focused on this. That's for sure. Um, the light's on. You do see the crystal, but you don't take note of any children or take note of any enemies. It kind of seems to be like a lone altar.
Hmm. Do I go back? Do I go explore? Oh, back I go, I suppose. And I'll make my way back to the group. I didn't see anyone. Doesn't mean they're not there, but if they are, they're not out in the open. No children, no movement. And there seems to be some sort of altar. But, yeah, it looks like it's clear from what I could see.
I believe you. You sure did a great job, Seven. What's an altar?
It's like a big table where they stab people.
What? That's terrible.
That's
mean-
an oversimplification. I don't just stab people on it.
I was dumbing it down.
You know so much, Xandyr. You're so smart. Shies away. Hides behind the kid.
What am I, chopped liver?
No, you're great, sir. You're great. Sorry. You're great. Looks at
He just like
Xandyr a
walks
little bit
away.
more.
Don't need your approval.
Follows along though. Chases after 7. You know you're cute even when you're grumpy, 7. And
So
hey,
I would
got this.
lead
We'll
the
be
way towards the crystal spire and kind of bring
Wait,
everybody else
7.
along.
Hey,
And I'm just completely ignoring Xenniver.
wait,
Oh no!
wait! I got something. Look, you're not looking.
Slow down ever so slightly. Kind of
Pulls
look out
out.
of the corner of my eye.
Pulls out a leather ball. Huh? Clearly stitched together. Dirty.
Oh no!
It's nice, right? No, not nice. A little bit. Just this one.
And he just keeps walking. I just keep walking.
Maybe we'll
Not
save
very
that
good
ball
at
for later.
The
It was a gift
you
from
know,
my sister.
disdain like only a cat can accomplish.
7, why?
It's okay, Xenniver. I'm sure that the kitty will want to play with the ball later. Now is not the time. We're looking for the children, remember?
Oh, right. Right. Sorry, got distracted. Shall we?
Just not right now.
You're so funny, Xander.
I heard
You're like
that.
so funny. It's like so handsome.
Of course you heard it. I wasn't trying to hide it.
It was a
Just
good
like
show.
infatuated. You're just like so funny. I love it.
Dreya
Hold on.
is trying to keep an eye out for any enemies in the area or someone, because we're not attempting to be all that stealthy, it seems. We're talking, we're just kind
Yeah,
of walking up.
For sure. For
So,
sure.
and the way 7 phrased certain things, they didn't sound super certain that there wasn't actually anyone there. So Dreya is trying to sort of keep an eye open to see if anyone's going to attack us, and she wants to be as prepared as possible to defend herself should that occur. Another reason she normally stays towards the back of a group.
For now, nothing approaches, and you really do feel. I mean, it's good to be cautious. You still don't know for sure, but nothing is running and screaming at you. In the meanwhile, you do have a moment to kind of inspect the spire and attempt to disable or tinker with it any way you wish.
See, I told you.
You're right, 7. Good job.
Can I inspect the altar? Kind of take a closer look at that and see if there's like
Yeah.
anything on it, if there's any sort of writing, because I
yeah.
can read.
Oh, What other languages do you know?
What was it? All. I forgot to write it down. Hang on. Come back to me.
Who else would like to perhaps tinker or take a look at it?
Dreya, what's your experience with demons? Like, I know demons are pretty bad and they eat people, but and of course non-people. Well, not non-people. I'm messing this up. I'm bad at this. I'm bad with words. But demons.
Words suck too. Demons also suck. You don't.
Like, have you heard of the story of the demon of the seventh hour?
The what?
The demon of the seventh hour. You all don't know the demon of the seventh hour?
Do we
I
know
mean,
the
I'm
demon
sure
of
I
the
know
seventh
it.
hour, GM? Do we know this story? No. No.
It's a story my mom used to say. You know, on the seventh hour, if you're up too late till 7 in the morning, big red demon by the name of Bael, Baya. I can never really get it wrong, but I'm gonna get it right. Right words. Sorry, I'm just so flustered. I want 7 to like me. Anyways, this demon, if you're up this late without sleeping till 7 in the morning and you're out and about, well, there's always a chance, small, but a chance that this demon comes out and he takes your soul. You don't even get the chance to fight it. Just takes it to be forever damned. A terrible story to go to bed to, but I guess it kept me going to bed early.
So that's a very sad story. Hi, Raiders. This is Blue Rose West Marches. We're a very horny party killing demons in the forest. So that's what's going on. And then there was a pause for some very horrific demon consequences. So that's where we're at. Hi, everybody. Okay.
We're really
So, yeah,
hoping
Dreya.
that killing demons and saving children impresses the bartender.
So that we can go back and have
And
a
I
drink
can't
again.
read.
Xenniver cannot read.
I can't read
Now you're
either.
caught.
I was
I
mistaken.
feel it. I feel it.
I do, however, have this thing called Second Sight, which lets me be all kinds of spot and arcane stuff. So
This is the
that might be
that sounds like a great thing to do here.
hang on, let me find that. Come back to me.
Yeah, no, I mean it's just second. You know, it's pretty simple. You know, you just essentially we'll just say that at this point you just use it. You know, this basically this arcana, the spell, to go ahead and kind of
Mhm.
detect, you know, residual magic right in the area. Yep, that's how you do it. That's you're searching.
That's how you do it. Okay.
Yep. That's how Seven I'm sure searches for it. Looking around, um, you do see
So,
a uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
well, we have this joke in my house because I do have 2 cats, and one of them
Ooh.
is so quiet that you never know where the hell she is, and we joke that she's like a shadow demon, and she'll kind of phases in and out of reality at will. And so what I feel like he's tapping into that that supernatural side of being an awakened cat animal, and it's almost like seeing through a veil of sorts, where cats, in ancient Egypt, they were the gatekeepers to the underworld, and they kind of, in lots of mythologies, cats kind of protect or can pass through the veil, and so I feel like that's kind of how this all kind of plays out.
Happens.
So
Ethereal 7.
yeah,
I want to
into
see it. I
the
want
upside
Ghost Kitty.
down.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want Ghost
Ghost
Kitty
Kitty
into the other world.
kind of
Yeah,
turns into like Shadow Cat. Yeah.
that's really pretty. I love thinking about you being on this other plane, and you sort of are, a shadow moving alongside the ground, where your body stays. You look around, and you kind of track this trail of residual magic on the other side. It's like this thin, faint pathway, that you follow in this kind of 2D plane. It's kind of straight. You do eventually get to a small bush. I would say maybe about not even 20 feet to your west, where you hear some whining in the bushes. You see rustling and whimpering. Well, and hear whimpering, rather. It seems to be, um, before you just hear all out like crying, and it does, sound like a human child.
So I'd go in purring, basically. Hang on, I have a train going by.
That's your purr, I imagine.
A trained purr.
Yeah, it's no, it's gentle. It's gentle. It's just
So I mean, there's almost nothing in the world that's more soothing than a purring cat. And so if this happens to be a child, then you know just putting on the big like Puss in Boots eyes and the purr, and coming in as cute and cuddly boys, cute and cuddly.
sort of looks at you. It is definitely a small, human girl. She looks at you. After a moment of fear, she innately understands what you're trying to do. It's very obvious that you're with your body language, and she doesn't have to be scared of you. She
Making my
immediately starts to. You also, yeah, and you also just look really like still kind of frazzled from the wet, so you can look like a little hairy rat kind of thing. Just like still very small and matted. Uh, as cute as you are, kind of makes your eyes pop out more, and she starts petting your stomach before just hopping on your back. Um,
and then I'll
she
slowly bring her back to the rest of the group. Easy,
she's like waving
child.
and laughing, and she knows what you are. I mean, she lives in all this, or in the Weald, so she sees many Ryecat. She's actually grown up around so many Ryecat that she really considers them like her friend. So she's very used to this. She feels safe, and she's like, Mr. Rykitty, my brother is
Mhm.
in that crystal. Please,
In that
please.
big crystal right there.
Yes, I don't know where he is, but I can hear him, and it sounds like he's
I
screaming.
want you to tell that to
Um,
my friends.
so it's
Can
close
you do
enough that
that for
everybody
me,
would.
little one?
Yeah, but like by the time you came back, like she basically she said it's saying hi to everybody else. She's like very excited,
Gotcha.
excitable. So she's speaking out loud. Everybody can hear her. But she does confirm that she's hearing this screaming, but you can't. So
You
a
can
little,
hear
Yeah.
little
me
eerie in that
scream.
regard.
See, I knew Seven wasn't the demon of the seventh hour. Like, you're good. You're kind. And hi there.
Wait, you thought Seven was a demon?
They do have the same name. I mean, sure, Mom used to drink a lot, but she did say that story a lot.
Darling, I don't hear any screaming. I'm saying this to the little girl. Are you
Yeah.
sure?
It's right there. He's hurt. Somebody needs to fix him. It's like this piece of like old, old era, old kingdom tech wrapped around like a crystal, like, you know. But it's still, but she's pointing right. She feels confident about what she's saying.
Can I
Are any
punch
of
it?
us like techie? Nope, not sure if I'm techie.
I would say that this is both. What she's saying is that this is both organic, and you know already that it's like technological. So it seems to be both. I would say that like engineering efforts would work, and I would say organic healing efforts would also work. So it's essentially you have to either heal your way out of it, or arcane your way out of it, or I guess arcane tech, you know, one of those.
So unless I can heal it by poking it with my halberd, I'm not going to be super helpful here. So I
I will
hope
say
someone else has a plan.
I will say that by default, we do have retweet health points. We're at 22 so far, so you can distribute any number of those health points to one of these. We don't know how many it would take for one to pop, but and like release the child. um, but we're at 22 at least so far.
We should do that. Let's heal
Yeah.
the child within the crystal.
Who would like to
Let's do it.
apply the healing?
It's like, how do we do this?
I have no healing powers.
There's no role
Punch
required.
things.
It's just a role play thing. So whoever would like to role play the healing,
Yeah.
please do.
Xennifer, would you like
Yeah.
to do the honor?
Yeah.
Saving the child. This was your idea, after all, and you're the one that brought us out here instead of us back upstairs in the warm bed of the bartender.
In the
That's
warm
all
box.
nice. Yes. I'll give it my best shot if you really believe in me, Kyth. And I go up to the crystal
I do.
and I try. Oh, go ahead. I try to heal it.
Yeah, please. Yeah, I mean, so you can tell me how many points you'd like to place in, into it, and then how you would how would you do that? Your character would do that, and then I will tell you if it was enough.
Okay. I do have 37. 20. I give myself to the power of the crystal, giving it my own life force in an attempt at, healing it.
It totally accepts it, and after 8 of your own HP, a little brother boy will pop out. Essentially, the crystal will sort of be
Gotcha.
deactivated, and yeah, and he'll sort of like pop. He'll like manifest out of a ball of energy, right? And essentially, he calms down. He's frazzled. He's a bit traumatized. He was facing pain and he was suffering, but he's with his sister now, and he doesn't actually have any physical ailments or anything. It was this sort of like spirit pain. He's fine now. He sort of runs to his sister. He's happy to see them alive. Um, After a bit of crying, they both speak to you, and they're like, "Thank you." There's so many. I think there's about 3 more um, of these, and they seem to be at kind of the 4 corners where the gate is. And they sort of point in the direction of the gate. They're like they know where the center is, and so it's a sort of square with 4 pillars at each corner, representing one of these crystalline structures. So that's it's up to. I will also remind Kyth of the what you learned as well, that the so now that it's deactivated, there's no energy. Um, Putting more life force into it, or giving it, or sacrificing something else, would allow you to turn it against the Shadow Gate. But it's blood
Ooh.
or life or some sort of sacrifice, regardless. That's why they were grabbing like young Aldean children essentially for it.
Hmm. Seven. You said you were good at
Yes,
tracking,
darling.
right? You're good at tracking, right?
Indeed.
Do you think that you could find something out there that we could sacrifice on this altar to help turn this crystal into our crystal? I mean, I don't want to sacrifice Xenniver or anybody else here, so maybe there's a beast out there that we can slaughter.
I mean, I'm up for it if you are. Sure, why not? Let's have some fun. And
Is that a mechanic? Can we do that? Can we
yeah.
hunt?
Can I hunt?
Yeah, please, please.
I'm trying to see if there is a stunt that would help.
Is anybody else like a hunter? Like, I wasn't sure, like Dreya or Xandyr. Like, I was just assuming animal can hunt. Anybody has like hunting
Not
skills?
unless you count like slinking through the back alleys of a city as hunting. Not even killing people, just like, sneaking around.
I can escape when I am prey, but I don't know if I can hunt the prey.
I'm not really seeing any stunts, so what can
If you do
I
speedy
roll?
search, you complete your test in half the time it would otherwise take if you spend
Okay.
2 points.
Let's do that. So that's going to cost me 2.
Or efficient search, which is also 2, which is going to use resources of any kind, and they are consumed within your test. You only use half as much. But do you have any tools?
I don't. I'm just using what the gods gave me.
Yeah, I mean that first one for half the time is pretty solid, and then you can just
Yeah,
do more of them,
let's
right?
do that one.
Mm-hmm.
Speedy search. Complete your test in half the time. Yeah, the advantages of having a chalkboard for a desk.
That's really cool.
All right.
Keep track of everything. Chalkboard paint. It's amazing. All right. So rolling 3d6 plus my perception searching. 16.
Definitely, that is a successful hunt.
I want to find
half the
something
time.
that is slightly smaller than me. Maybe are there deer in this world? Something like
Yep.
something along the side. Yeah, something like
Yeah. No, there's.
a small deer.
I mean,
for sure.
this is a primal forest, so there's some big bucks and does here. Um, of like a standard forest deer. They do glow with a certain bioluminescence due to the food that they eat, being partially magical in nature. So it's pretty, but at the end of the day, it's still an animal. And you are a rye kitty, so well within reason. This happens here a lot. This happens a lot at the Favin Wheels.
So yeah, just the before anybody really even realizes that they're gone, Seven has slunk off into the bushes, and in just a matter of moments, has returned, dragging the corpse of this deer behind them. Just a absolutely like clean kill, straight to the throat. And most of the just perfectly preserved.
This is some good venison. It's some good venison. You get it as
Eat
close as
this
you can
when we're done.
when we're done.
with it.
Well, yeah. Well, keeping that thought in mind, right? You get close to the altar when the deer is kind of turns into this sort of energy ball that flows into the altar, and when a creature is alive and in the altar, it stays on for days, weeks, months, right, depending on what's in there, as it extracts pain slowly from what's inside. Putting something dead in there would cause it to devour it instantaneously, as it cannot generate this sort of pain from it. It's as effective, but it will only last for about a day, right? Um, However, it works. It reverts color. It was a purple before. It is now a blue. In light of the Aldian country in which most of you came from, as it sort of bursts at the shadow gate towards the center of it, um, leaving 3 purples behind.
Wow. I don't think we needed something quite that big, but bravo.
Well,
Good job, Seven.
next time be more specific.
You told me, dear.
I was really
I got it,
thinking
dear.
about eating that. It's a shame it's destroyed. But now at least we know which direction the gate is, don't we?
Don't we? GM? You
Yeah,
said it
no,
kind of
it's
shot.
sorry. Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. It's going right towards the gate. And prior, the young girl had pointed out where the gate was anyway. So yeah, you've known where the gate
Oh, right.
was. But so it's still a sort of there's different objectives in the air, right? So far, Seven still hasn't told you about the letter, so that's still off the table. There's also the 3 the other 3 lights, and or you can go right to the gate and kind of take the front with Daybreak and the other garrison members. So a lot of different choices,
Mm.
more preparation, and then fighting, and then the whatever. But up to you.
We should probably go see if we can. I mean, if we found a child at this portal crystal,
It's
there's
true.
probably more at the other crystals. I mean, and if
Mm.
they're unguarded like this, it should be a cakewalk. Save the children, take out the gate. Home in
No, we
time for
can't
supper.
count on them all being unguarded. We should be careful.
Or we
But
should
what do
put
we
them
do
all
with the
in.
kids?
Yeah.
Right, right, Xandyr. You're so wise.
First time someone
That
asked
is.
about what do we do with these children now. There's like these 2
What
kids.
do we do with the kids?
Ye-
It feels
I mean,
irresponsible to throw them in the beer river.
Is there
yeah,
like
that get. Does
what were you saying?
someone want to stay and watch them? Do we bring them with us towards potential
I will watch them.
danger?
I'll take care of them.
Let's all
Oh,
stick together until there's a reason not to. How about that?
right. We can keep the children out of the way. If I mean, you don't. Do you live nearby? Children?
I mean, we live in the Weald, but it's so dense. I couldn't tell you which way to my village. And it's true. It's
Hmm.
it's kind of a big area. And they've lived there most of their lives, and maybe they've never left. So it's a bit difficult for them to tell you how to get there.
Well, I am getting hungry, so if this takes much longer, it might not be a problem.
You're
And he
not
winks
eating
at the girl.
children.
The
You are
little
not
girl like
eating
slaps you.
children.
She's like, "Bad kitty, bad kitty," and then she gives
Oh,
you
you
like a
know,
like a
I'm
dead
just-
squirrel that she had. And she's like, "Snacky poo," and she throws it to you.
Oh, well, I was just kidding, but thank you.
Good kitty, not me. She's like, "I got this."
I'm
She
still
feels
going
very
to eat
confident
you.
about dealing with Rycats.
Perhaps you should hold on to Yennefer's hand. Yennefer. I am in the way. So you should hold Yennefer's hand. So that the two of you don't. We'll make sure you get home in one piece, and the kitty will not be eating you, I promise.
As a
I believe
gesture
you,
of
Kyth.
good faith, would you like a ride?
And they like
That's
they
the
before
later.
that you even finish your sentence, they already hop on. They're like, "Yay!" and they just get on. They're so excited about it. Um, and so there are more. I will say, for the purposes of time, that the other three are actually unguarded. Um, so you can go to each of these and give them something else. Um, all I will ask is just different checks. And but before that, I just want one perception check or one um, sort of, and I'll take an intelligence, an arcana, a perception check of any kind. Maybe even, let's see if there's anything else. Um, and or perception, yeah, would be fun too.
So this is my first dice roll of the game. It's
A
3d6 plus the stat.
that is correct.
Okay, great.
An 11
16.
from me.
Yeah, a 16 is a definite yes. You sense a purple aura emanating from 7. It seems like as you approach the second crystalline structure, it is sort of pulling 7's aura into it. It seems that whoever feeds it, for one, cannot do it again without suffering consequences. So you'll just have to trade off, and each of you will gain this effect upon doing so. There's only 3 left, so not all of you have to take on the stench, and that's kind of the only thing that the party will have to decide to complete these.
Okay,
Well, I would definitely go out
Dreya,
and things. And Dreya
relays this
first.
so we can plan accordingly.
Hmm.
Well, I'm not
I don't mind getting my
volunteering. I'm
claws dirty.
already wet. I've suffered enough indignity today. I don't need a stench.
Well,
I'll do it.
Dreya will happily give some of her life force HP to save this.
Okay.
One of these kids.
Yeah. So Dreya will go second. Dreya will provide each the pull from the gate to these altars are stronger as there's less and less of them, and it requires more and more with each altar. For now, it will be 10 HP for the second one. So, lop 10. And a small boy pops out and is like, "Oh, finally! Like, anybody got any squirrel?" The one of the other
Sorry,
kids.
I just ate the last one.
He's like, damn it. He's like, no, like no cursing. He's like, all right. Hops on 7. He's like, okay, right. He's like, I know what's going on. It's more like Pavan wheeled kids on a Rycat. He's like, I've been here. I know what's going on. He just hops on, no asking.
How small are these kids? You need to eat more squirrel.
Blake
between
is on your
4
back.
and 10 years old. So some quite large and some not.
And you, I think you've had enough squirrel. It's time for you can walk.
Hey,
Oh.
come on, all right? I'm just, I know I'm older, all right, but I like still writing on my kitty friends. Okay, like I'm scared right now. This ain't a game. It's like the age difference between them is like 6 for the first two and like 10 for this for this one. So it is a big difference.
You're taller than me. I'm pretty sure that if you get on my back, your feet will still touch the ground.
He tries it, it does. He gets up.
I just
He's
lie
like, okay.
down. Like as soon as he
He
tries
just,
it, just
yeah,
like
he's like, yeah,
just straight to the
he's
ground.
like, okay,
Like a cat
all
would.
right.
No.
He hops. He hops off. Um, on to the third one. Who would like to be number 3?
I'll take this one.
I would like. You got it. Okay, I'll do the last
Yeah, I
one.
got it.
I'll put
I
it
am
on
Spartacus.
my
Okay, Xandyr approaches. Xandyr, this third altar requires 15 HP.
Xandyr's looking a little haggard after this one. But he walks up and he puts his hands on it, trying to like, and then like you see him like arch his back.
Boof.
Xandyr, are you okay?
You didn't say it was going to take so much out of me.
A 4-year-old
I'll be all right.
girl appears before your eyes. Like you know, like you had your hand on your eyes. You can't see. You take it out. She does. She's like, "Thank you for saving me." She's like missing teeth. You know, and it's like from a hard moment right to a sweet one.
He
Such an
puts a
adorable
hand on her
little
cheek.
baby.
He puts a hand on her cheek in a way that suggests that he has experience with children, and there's like a tenderness there that speaks to something deeper, something parental.
I take note of that.
It's all right, now,
She-
sweetheart.
She feels it. She believes you. She trusts you, especially after knowing that you gave some of yourself for her. She's very small, so she's a little scared of Seven, but she sees the other children. So she approaches with like a small, like essentially like thatch doll that she kept with her, and is like, she kind of doesn't know if she should hop on or not.
Seven is still like flumped onto the ground, like on his side, kind of got the belly exposed, but doing that like back leg kick thing, you know. Anytime somebody gets too close to his belly, but just kind of in his head, he's going, "How did I wind up the nursemaid?" But he is trying to kind of do his best to handle it with as much dignity as possible, while still getting all of the scratches.
Yeah, and then now she's a lot happier. She's like, "Kitty, yay!" And she's like happier. Just the other kids are like, "Right, I know." And they help her get
There is
on.
at least one child is like laying on top of him like a pillow.
Yeah, the 6-year-old boy is like sleeping already. The 6-year-old girl helps the other 4-year-old girl onto Seven. And again, this third one switches to a blue color. 3 out of 4 are now blue. And directly focused on the Shadow Gate. One more left. Who would like to be number 4?
I'll attempt to go hunt something and not kill it, just maim it slightly.
So that it would suffer in the crystal, sure. So which animal will you hunt to make suffer apparently later? spiritually,
If you are,
not physically,
well,
and you can save it afterwards. But this is a painful process.
oh gosh.
Can we use our retweet tool for this?
Yeah,
If
yeah,
we
100%.
wanted
You could totally just pop in some 20. Yeah, we're at 22 so far. You can put 20 of them right in,
Oh,
and then that would be it.
then yeah, let's do that. Maybe I just bash like a squirrel, and then throw it in. Like I find a squirrel, like knock it unconscious, throw it in with the 20 HP.
It's just we're just dunking on squirrels this time. You just
I'm blanking on anything else.
no,
I
it's
You're
don't
great.
know
great,
much.
No,
Brent.
no,
See,
It's all good.
it's
I only have 31 HP. I feel like a squirrel with 20 HP is a pretty beefy squirrel. That's at least like a
so yeah,
badger.
yeah. So a squirrel, I think, would probably have like I
Are
think
there
you know
house
what, like
cats?
three. Are there
Dogs?
cats?
Not dogs. No, not
So
dogs.
I'm
No. Not
That's
animals.
yeah.
offensive.
No,
I'm just
not
gonna
not sweet
I'm
animals,
just
not
gonna
domestic
GM.
pets. Maybe a wolf.
I'm just gonna GM. I'm just gonna GM Fiat here and just actually say no animals. Just don't want to cross into the, like
Yes,
AA
exactly.
territory.
No bad.
Yeah. So I'm just
Exactly.
yeah. I'm actually I'm just gonna go back and just no animals. It would be either HP for the retweet goal, or it would just be yours.
Okay. We will summon the HP from the
Yeah.
chat.
chat chat P.
Chat, give us your energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it
Right?
like a
All for-
letter that we pulled off the board? The chat board.
The scroll
Yeah.
of chat HP.
Yeah, it's just this papyrus receipt that you enter into the Chuck E. Cheese ticket, eater, right, over there, and just start putting it in. It
There's
goes
like a
one by
little
one,
slot on
and
the altar.
yeah, exactly. It beeps every time it is registered 1 HP's worth of papyrus. On the 20th, it sort of dings a second, and changes blue, as the last child pops out. This is an 8-year-old girl, and she's actually, um, she's like, she's like got fists up, she's like punching the air, right? She's like, I can't fall here. Like my uncle has to come get me, And then this is obviously like the girl that you were whose conscript um, was worried about, and so this last child is that child. Um, she walks alongside. She doesn't want to get on 7. It seems a little crowded, and she actually has a sort of she's like protective, and she wants to like let the younger ones kind of like be on, whereas like the older boys like want to. It's like, why can't I ride on the kitty? Like, come on. So yeah, so that's that. Um, and all the children are now saved. What happens when the last switch is flipped and all 4 turn? A pillar of blue light um, swirls around 2 unicorns that emerge from it, um, kind of using like this is like a sight out of like this is like a a cutscene that you've unlocked that is like it's just beautiful and you kind of like in awe of it. It's literally 2 unicorns flying amongst a pillar of shining blue light, raining like rainbow from their horns like on it. It's like the most like happy fairy like way to just kind of sploosh rainbow happy over it, um, and it sort of purifies this central region. Um, Many sprites and fey creatures, fairies alike, sort of drift down from where this blue pillar ended and sort of coat the area that the gate is in some sort of like golden bird cage, um, with like basically fairy sparkle dust making up the inner panels of the walls of it. Um, it seems to be secure, uh, and you hear kind of combat intensive, or like get worse at the center of it. You hear, you're kind of closer now. You hear more humans fighting. You hear like monstrous noises. The combat is at the center of this. Um, it is at this point that you can do other things before you go there, or you can just go right there.
This is where I would like to try and find the weapon cache.
Mm,
And I would like to, without really explaining where I want everybody to go, I just want them to follow me. Like,
I'll follow.
just call it a feeling.
A kitty feeling?
I have a hunch.
I suggest I can take the children where they'd be safe because I've been in there with us.
I think I might know a place where they might be safe.
wow, that's
If we
actually
can
a
kill
super
two
great
birds with
idea.
one stone,
That's an
this
amazing
is
idea
some
that I
place where
did
these
not.
weapons have been hidden. Be a good place to keep the children.
I
So
literally did
what
not
I
think of that at all. But that's so good.
do you want me to do a searching check?
So it will be a difficult check, it's because it's intended to be like that, even though you have like the knowledge of where it is and maybe a rough location that you got from the letter. It's like kind of like a puzzle map of sorts, um, with like a a vague image of a location that if you hold it up, it might look like a maybe a landmark of some sorts. Now, I would say
Mhm.
that it was a difficult test. A stunt would really help here. You also do have auto successes. Um, 3 of which you might be saving them for combat, but this may be a situation to use them.
Do we have 3 each or 3 for the group?
3 each. Yeah, it's actually really great.
I'll use one.
Yeah. hmm
I'll go ahead
So
and use an
yep,
auto success.
you pop over, you use it, you pick up its scent almost immediately, um, or rather, you kind of look at it and you go looking around. You find the right area, and then you start looking. Once there, it is a lot closer to the gate than you were at prior. So close, in fact, that it's actually like near a camp. It's near an Aldian. It's near a Blue Rose kind of camp. There seem to be wounded, as well as support staff and commanders, sort of battle planning out in the open and speaking with each other, strategizing. There's cooks going around tossing food everywhere, and blacksmithers kind of working 24/7, repairing and fixing armor. So you've already you're back with people. You find the cache maybe at like 15 feet away from the camp. It seems like the Aldians, maybe they didn't know about it, but something drew them to this clearing, and they set up shop here.
Hmm.
It's
Is,
it's sort of like
and there is,
panel in the ground.
you said,
Yeah.
yeah, you said there's like a magical latch
Yes.
of some kind, a hidden mechanism.
Exactly. hmm Yeah, it's kind of like the similar pattern of what you were looking at before, Old Kingdom tech, panel in the ground, and you're there, but you're not quite sure how to open it. And this is the second part of this.
I do that the scratching thing that cats do, like when they want something or when they're, yeah, just doing the like like right on top of the panel until somebody else comes over and like looks at what I'm doing.
I'll definitely go over trying to gain favor with 7. This? Do you want this?
He just walks away.
Oh, I guess not. I'll check it out anyways. And I check it out anyways.
I don't
So you
know
get
why
to the
I'm being
panel.
so mean to Xenniver.
I love it. I love it. It's so
You're such
in
a
character
cat.
at this
Such
point.
a cat thing to
You're
do.
yeah, it's such a cat. Zen, you're alone with the
Understandable.
panel. How
I'm
do you want to,
sorry.
what do you
It's
want to do
not
with
personal.
it?
Don't worry about it. The panel, does it seem like I can operate it? Does it got shapes? If you guys writing, I'm lost.
No writing, just shapes, and it seems like geometric shapes that kind of fit into each other. Um, and so it seems that, the proposed puzzle doesn't look too difficult from a glance. The hard part is actually finding the mechanism, to moving these latches, right? So that's kind of where you're at.
Well, I took it to Kyth just because I think they'll be better at it. So I found this. Thanks to Seven.
Pass it on.
Thanks to Seven. Seven. Why does it? Not does not important. Not important at all. Anyways, here you go. Hands it over.
What is it again?
It's a panel. Wait, is it a panel that's attached, or is it just
So
like a
the
loose?
so I mean, it is actually attached, as it is like
Oh,
a switch for something greater
I'll
underneath
drag
it.
you over.
Yeah.
Kyth, I'll drag you over.
What
So this, it's
and
got
what am
shapes.
I
Just
supposed
flip
to
them,
do with
right?
this?
It's a puzzle. I'm not very good at them.
Hmm, I will attempt
You, you,
the
you're
puzzle.
muted, Anthony.
Will somebody help me with this puzzle? I'm okay with them, but can somebody help? Like, is that an assist? There's an assist thing, right?
Yeah, there's an assist, but I am
Or you
not
could
too
just succeed
familiar
out of
with
your tree.
myself. So I'm gonna take a second. Yeah, you can also just use an auto success here.
Okay. Never mind. I don't need any help. This one's a simple one. Switch.
We're just holding it
Hey,
upside down.
hey,
It's fine.
you're
Oh,
so good at matching
yeah.
shapes.
Here we go.
Yeah, you do get basically the arcane divination you needed, and you sort of realize that there's actually small ley lines, uh, kind of inlaid or engraved along these patterns. So you just put a little bit of arcane energy in these ley lines, to act as sort of veins and allows each of these mechanisms to move. After that, the puzzle solving is actually quite easy, as the panel slides up, and reveals actually a greater, like, dome underneath it that rises out of the ground, with a door that like rises up. Again, it's like black slate, overlaid, sort of like clear crystalline, or clear crystal, very tough, very hard, um, and you find like these weapons. You find like ancient swords, bows, strange tech that you're not familiar with. Um, when some of the garrison members kind of come over, and they're like obviously they hear this commotion. It's like a giant structure rising out of the ground. So they come thinking it's an attack. There's like a cook with like a pot. There's like a blacksmith with like a hammer. There's like there's an injured blue rose soldier with his dagger. So
Seven is sitting directly in front of it, cleaning himself. Just not paying any attention.
We are here to help. Please do not attack. We actually found, we're the ones that took down the defense, and we brought you gifts.
yeah, okay, I buy it. Yeah, I mean, you sound like a forest folk, you sound like a member of the Pavan Wheel. That's fine, right? And you literally are, your background is forest folk, even though you're a night person. You probably grew up around somewhere close to the Weald, or in one of these unnamed hamlets. So these children's experiences are not too uncommon from your own. They're like, yeah, that's this is not a ally versus ally situation. They immediately arm themselves, and the blacksmiths take a long needed rest and have some of the stew that the cook's been making, um, sort of kind of helping everything along. Um, the majority of soldiers who were waiting for their tech now go to the front lines, with plenty more, and they feel a lot stronger about it. Uh, the children themselves also, most of them like hide. They go hide in the vault, as you tell them to. But as soon as the last 8-year-old girl, the last child you saved, walks in, she sees her uncle injured, who you've met earlier. It seems like he has lost his eye in the battle, but he's bright and his spirits are high. Um, Upon seeing his niece, I mean, he calls out from afar, crying, begging. Uh, he drops down to his knees to Kyth, who and actually Seven, who talked to them initially, or asked them, and then he kind of got him angry. Uh, the Seven, drops to your feet. He saw you were the one that was carrying them. Like he doesn't know how to repay you. He's like, I'm so sorry for yelling at you earlier. I didn't know you'd be the one to save my niece, and here I am, useless. I can't even fight
You're
anymore.
welcome.
it's, it's such a good cat thing. I'm just so taken aback. But yes, that's exactly what a Rye cat would do. I have to tell myself this. It's true. You're like, yeah, okay. They obviously reunite. They hug. Everything's great on that end. So you've completed basically all the side objectives. You've destroyed the spires. You rode like the dolphins as like a hidden one. Um, you saved each of the children and you put them in a safe place. Um, basically did everything, and you opened the vault in the first place. So the only thing at this point is to go towards the center and see what's happening on the front lines. Now your efforts have not gone unnoticed. The battle is significantly different than what would have happened if none of those objectives had been completed. Um, but I will save that for when you arrive. You have a moment to discuss amongst yourselves or rest at the camp for a little bit, and maybe regain just like, 2d6 of your HP, if you wish.
Did any of you happen to take any of those lovely weapons that I happened to find for you? Or did you just let these ruffians take all of them?
What was in there precisely, Jam? If there was something that would be of interest to Dreya, she'd grab something.
Yeah, as far as the players are concerned, I would say that it's just a one-step upgrade for your weapon. Whatever your weapon was before, it is now one step higher. So if it was a D6, now it's a D8. If it's a D8, now it's a D10, D10, D12, so on. So it's just better weapon, stronger gun
Okay.
for the coming battle. But for them, it
My
was
polearm,
more armaments.
yeah, my polearm is now a 1d8 instead of a 1d6.
Time to shred some demon.
And that does not apply to me because I just have my teeth and my claws. So, once again, you're welcome.
Better dagger, please.
Me too, Seven. And I do this handshake claw.
Meow. Meow. Yeah,
Wow.
Yay! Responded nice. That was good. That was, I think, a positive-ish response as far as a cat can wear.
I'll take
Positive.
I will be giving like massages to those who have taken HP damage, like just to like help ease some of the tension and the pain that they,
Ooh,
if anybody
I'll give
feels the need. If it's wanted,
I'll
I
do
will help.
I'll do
without
kitty
condition.
massage too.
What a very good cat.
This is how we heal. Whoever gets the kitty massage, 2d6.
I mean, yes. I do that. I rolled already because I thought we were just gonna do it.
Yeah,
I got 9 back.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
9.
but I do kind of enjoy the idea of Dreya getting a kitty massage.
Yeah, that's just how it's characterized. But the HP you got is perfectly fine. It's
Perfect.
great. And yeah, so I think you paid 10, right? So you got it all back basically.
Yeah, I'm really close back to full, so perfect.
Nice, awesome. That's great. So going strong into this. Yeah, you can give your last words of courage before we head on up there.
Well, again, we did it. I know we're well strangers. I'm the stranger here. You're all friends. We're going to go to a party, but I'm glad we're having a party
I have
together.
no idea who any of you are.
You're not? I thought you all were, but you came to. Oh, well, it's always nice to make friends. You're all my friends, including you, Seven, if you want.
Well, who can turn down an offer like
And I hug it a little too tightly.
that? The breathing,
Oh, sorry,
please. Thank you.
sorry. You're so soft.
Don't push your luck, kid.
Wouldn't think of it.
Xander
get to
walks by
Xandyr.
and just plunks a hand
Go
on
ahead.
Seven's head. You're a very good cat.
You're
I love
lucky
how
you're
sweet this
cute.
is.
Damn right I
Well,
am.
Better than sweet
Whatever
now.
lies ahead. Whatever lies ahead, feel good about it.
I feel good about what comes after.
Let's make sure we see that part, shall we?
Oh, we will. We will. I have all confidence.
The
Why do you all have
polycule
these
is like, yo,
strange
we
looks in
have
your
to get
face?
back to Barley. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's the
Or
end goal
barley.
here. Save people.
Together, unified.
About how long has this taken us since we left for Barley?
Yeah, it's been about, by the time that you will return, it would have been 24 hours. So it's
That's
really
not
quite.
bad at all.
You went in there, you broke it down, and then you came back. I mean, you will be rewarded for it. This polycule has a mission, and they will see it through. That's so funny. Okay.
Let's
So
go. Love wins.
upon the sweetness. Okay.
So when we're
This
heading
is the
towards the front, I would like to go immediately into stealth. Like I'm
yeah
a shadow
roll
following
roll
everybody
it
else.
now.
Gonna
And
hit
let's
that big
see.
same.
Gonna hit that fix. You can do already an auto success on that if you want, or or a stunt again. Either way, if you want to make that higher chance.
So
I'll
that
Make
is
that one of
auto
my auto
success
successes. For sure.
13.
Nice. So 13 success. Xander, you auto success.
Same.
Out of success for me.
Auto.
Yeah.
I will hold on to my 2 remaining auto successes.
Okay. So Zen, you're stealthing also. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, that's
Yes.
Awesome.
I'm taking a success.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the three. So at least 3 of you are like scatter into the something, and we're both you can't be seen by
Just a
demon
shadow.
or Aldian alike, right? Yeah, just a shadow in these primeval woods. So you see the shadow gate. The shadow gate has already closed. Upon touching the last altar and reversing it, not just removing the children, but actually reversing it, um, it already shut it. There are no demons pouring out, and the garrison members seem to be taking the tide. You do see an ample number of dead, but the members at the front of the garrison with the new ancient weapons are like destroying the demons. These were kind of made for it. It's in large numbers. You can see them. It's clearly the battle is turning one tide towards one tide. Your efforts seem to have paid off. However, the real threat for this combat is going to be the center of the battlefield. You see the image of something that you actually already know very well. Um, Daybreak is a member of the Champion of the Rose, or is known as a Champion of the Rose. These are essentially some of the highest ranking, most lauded, well respected, in the Aldian's eyes, moral knights that could possibly exist in the kingdom. Daybreak is a trans man, and he's well known. It's like basically nationwide hero, right? This is like the guy, right? Everybody knows him, and it's beautiful, right? Like he's fighting, he's bloodied, but golden armor shines through with blue inlay. It's like a glorious display. He has since taken arms of one of these ancient weapons, along with a shield that one of the garrison members has provided to him. His combat power is like unknown. He's like demolishing hordes of demons, right? This is a very like Shakespearean poetic kind of image that you're seeing in the background. Three of you getting a better view of it than the other two. Um, so, Daybreak finally meets his match when the largest of the demons, a commander, seems to buffet him and knock him off his feet. He falls to the ground as a large mace seems to have crushed an inner part of his breastplate, basically. Now, there's no blood. He gets up essentially immediately, but he takes a defensive stance. He's already sustained injuries prior to that, and he tries to sort of recover. There is an adept in the back providing healing assistance of Ata, who is assisting. Oh yeah, I should mention Daybreak is an Aldian human, so essentially poster boy for the Aldian people here, in that way. He's safe, but this demon chieftain is like unmatched. He will tear into scores of the lower ranking garrison members now that the champion is recovering. It is in this minute or 2 minute window that the party will make their response. At this point, I will ask for speeds for initiative, and it will just be a one enemy initiative. We are only doing boss fight. No minions. This is a duel of sorts, a knightly duel.
Space 14.
14, good. I think so.
13 for
Xandyr, I'm
Xandyr.
pretty sure. Yeah, it's 13 for Xandyr, and I think it's 14 for Kyth as well. 14 for Xenniver,
Yeah, it is.
and
12.
sorry, 12 for 7, and Dreya. I'm sorry, I can't read. 12 as well. Yeah, 12. Okay, so 12 for both. Got it. 12, 12. Got it. All right. So we will start with whoever wants to go first, Kyth or Xennifer. You are definitely going ahead of this demon chieftain, this night spawn chieftain, which is a sort of humanoid fiend creature that is taken upon this like purple ornate armor, and definitely seems to be a higher ranking demon here. Either of you can go.
I'm trying to see what stunts I can do that would help me here.
Yeah, any of the combat stunts would be pretty good. Some would give like extra damage. Some make it like faster. I think there's one to attack twice. I'm pretty sure I think the attack twice one is pretty solid. I think that's 3 SP cost.
I'm gonna use with a flourish. So
The flourish. Uh-huh.
do I have to use it before, or is it after my success? If I succeed, because I'm gonna try to punch this demon. Just run at it.
Gotcha. Ooh, Green Ronin. Hey, good to see you playing some Blue Rose. We're finally at the end. Our West Marches band is fighting off a demon chieftain at a shadow gate in the Pavenwield that has been nestled away for so long. So that's great. Thanks for coming. That's really cool. Okay, Xennifer.
Yes.
You can use. Do you want to use one of your auto successes for that?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And I'll use the flourish.
Go.
I'll spend 4 out of my remaining 6 stunt points to bonus anyone who is doing a test against this target.
Okay. So I mean that's amazing, right? So you auto succeed, deal that damage. I mean you go. Xennifer has been an innocent person this whole time. Very sweet. Suddenly takes out. What weapon are you holding, Xennifer, for this flourishing
Just
attack?
my fist. So not. I mean,
I'm just
it's
gonna
all right.
beat the.
It's just a
I'm just gonna
passionate
beat it.
punch, you know. Yeah, of
Holy
course. So
shit.
it's gonna be 1d3. So huge damage potential right there. So actually, I'd throw 1d6 and half it because I'm gonna add a +1 anyways. So that's a 3. 3 whole damage as I punch this big demon, passionately yelling something that is unintelligible.
So no one can hear your gibberish as this legendary
Yeah.
punch is delivered. The first, true strike against the creature that downed Daybreak. Um, this is beautiful. Okay, so that's Xennifer. Kyth, you're up.
All right, I would like to bare my fangs at this being, and I will do the double attack.
Yeah,
I
double
think
tech is
that
so good.
uh,
Go for it.
2 times with my bow, at a distance of 2 times with my bow. Um, First one is going to be so it's a +4. Wait. So I rolled my first one's with the 3d6. Yes.
Yeah. If you're
My attack
rolling to hit
the
first,
3d6
yes.
and then
Yeah. What exactly?
okay. That's 15 plus 4, so 14 to hit.
Yeah, that's a definite hit. You do bypass its defense. It does have armor on, but it's not enough to bypass. It's not using a shield. It's just using a two-handed maul. Yep. So that goes right through, and then now you can deal your improved ancient Old Kingdom damage.
Yes. So the first one is going to be 8 points of pew pew bow
That's great.
damage. Uh,
That's really good.
the
Okay,
second
awesome.
one, the second one is 6, 7 plus 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
The demon has its, you shoot two arrows. One is like they're so perfectly aimed that one slices right behind it, and because
Yeah.
it is piercing the same point of the armor, it actually cracks its breastplate, and it splits open. The demon's now exposed, and giving off a purple miasma that may poison you or hurt you if you get close to it. But it's even easier to hit, and it's definitely wounded. It that second one really went right through it.
Does anything happen to me since
Okay.
I'm up close punching it?
I would say that it's not immediate. I would say it's probably on your turn, and so we'll roll it when we get there. Um,
So
it is at this point.
the damage
Oh, sorry, what?
that did hit would be 10 piercing or
The
10 pew pew arrow damage.
Yeah. It's really good. Like it's definitely a huge hurt. Compared to the legendary punch, which is still a legendary punch. It is still the punch that rang
One punch
around
man.
the world.
One punch.
Yeah, one punch Xennifer. one punch Xennifer. That's so funny.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's gonna be Xandyr next, who still does go ahead of the creature.
Good. I want to use the combat stunt set up with my attack. So I think what I'm trying to do is, because I'm stealth, I get behind it and I try to like hamstring it
Ooh.
with my daggers.
Slice at those ankles, bring it down.
Yeah. I'm a little lost as to how combat works. What am I rolling to hit?
Oh,
or am I rolling
yeah,
to
no,
hit?
yeah. So you can just roll your 3d6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me mute for this because it's gonna be loud. Do I add anything to them?
Yeah, so you'd add the appropriate weapon group, but in this case, I'll take dexterity or fighting. Either is fine.
Okay, dexterity, good. 11.
Yeah. Okay, so that's not quite enough.
Shit, I think I'm gonna auto
to-
success this then, because
Boom. All right. Yeah. Use one of
Seems
those
like
auto
a good use.
successes.
Yeah, so we're gonna do setup, and then my weapon damage is a D8 because I took one of the good weapons. Yoink. 3. I don't know what I add to that. What am I doing? I'm so lost. Help.
So it should. I'm just gonna check really fast to make sure, but I think
I'm sorry. I'm
it should.
bad.
No. It's so for this game, I just made the damage 2d6 plus 2, so that'll be what
Okay.
you would roll for the
Oh,
damage,
okay.
and then
Yeah.
and then on the following turn, one of your partners has a +2 bonus against it, for the turn after
Yes,
that.
good.
So
Okay, so that's 7. That's different. That's better. Yeah. So we've done that, and yes, that's me. So Xandyr comes up behind it and like hamstrings it with both of the knives, and looks at 7 and nods.
next up, it will be actually 7 and Dreya as well.
Would you like to go first?
Sure. Yeah. I'm gonna try to just shove my halberd into that opening in the armor that was created earlier in combat. So let's see how that goes.
Ooh.
And I add my fighting. Okay. 16.
+2 from Xandyr's, and that's 18. So you're definitely breaking through that defense. It no longer has armor, as it has broken off. So there will be no damage penalty. From that, you can roll your damage and tell me how much you hurt this demon by.
Yay. 7.
Looking pretty bad. Daybreak is at this point healed, but kind of taking a step back, and letting some of the young blood take care of it. This champion of the Rose has been wounded in combat, but wants to see some potential knights in action. So he sort of stays back, and he kind of lets you deal with it. But he starts cheering you on. He's like, "Yeah, kill him!" Seven.
What about demons? Oh, see.
Well, I just a great ability that lets me perform pierce armor for 1 SP instead of 2. But since he doesn't have armor anymore, I think I'm gonna have to go with that lightning attack, because
Lightning attack is so
2
good.
attacks on this guy is just
It's
so
so
good. So I will start. A quick question: what is his dexterity?
His dexterity.
Because I have pinpoint attack. Once per round, you can add 1d6 damage to a successful attack if your dexterity is greater than that of the target of the attack. And my dexterity is a +4.
It's a 3, so you do pass it.
Okay, so if I hit, I get to add a d6.
This is true. Both times, actually, because it's 2 attacks.
Isn't it? I think it said once per turn.
Oh, only once per turn. Okay.
Yeah, once per round.
Once per
So
round.
only to
Okay.
one of the attacks. And we're adding dexterity to hit. So I'm picturing this as 7 is nowhere to be seen on this battlefield. And then all of a sudden, after Xandyr comes in with the hamstring and Dreya comes in with the halberd over the top, there is 7 just like appearing almost out of thin air, and leaping down onto like the back of the neck and shoulders of this general, and kind of ripping and tearing with the claws, and biting at the neck specifically. So I think just for fun, I'm going to do 1 bite attack and 1 claw attack.
Rip and tear.
Both available to you as
for the
Kitty.
first attack. So that's going to be the bite.
The second one, regardless, will definitely kill. So please describe
Or
how you ceremoniously
And a
or
14.
unceremoniously. Yep. three was the minimum here. So you're good.
So I just want to do I just want to do all of the damage just for fun. So grand total that would be 3d6 plus 5.
It's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Oh, but I rolled 2 1s, so it's only 12 damage.
Just 12.
Just
Only
a
12 damage.
blow up, just enough to to absolutely obliterate this demon in front of one of the champion of the rose. Yeah,
It is
a paltry 12.
It's that final, the claws come out, and they are, 7 has been very gentle up until now. It's now that you see the true like length and sharpness of these claws, and as lions do, he grabs on with his forepaws, and the whites of his paws are very quickly red with streaks of wool, and he's kicking with the back feet, and then you see his mouth with almost the like charge bite, and then chomp into the jugular on the side of the neck, and just drops to all fours and does not swallow anything from this bite. Spits it out on the ground, almost in disgust.
Awesome. Very smart. It's beautiful. It's disgusting. It's elegant. Daybreak starts clapping as the 2 unicorns that you saw prior, along with their baby pony unicorn that you've heard about, that so famously, kind of fly down as they realize the corruption is gone, the shadow gate's been closed, and the remaining demons are being collected. Cornelius J. Chimp, a Rye Monkey, Nadine, Kaida, and Corvi. Members of the Haloed Knights, out of character, these are the player characters from last week, descend upon their unicorn, both masters and mounts in this case, after the unicorns bestowed them a new knightly order and made them authorities of that order. They protect the Weald and everything surrounding it. These unicorns give their eternal thanks. J. Chimp, Kaida, Corvi, and Nadine, shake each of your hands and thank you on behalf of the Weald and the Haloed Knights. Their energy and their spirits are kind of tied to this place now, but that's where, and yours not, aren't necessarily here. You got here on drunk Ryfen, so you don't necessarily have to be as neutral good or lawful good, to be part of this of the Weald. The unicorns speak to you. and they grant you, berries and blessings, blooming flowers like at your feet, blue roses specifically. This is all it takes for daybreak to arise from from getting hit. The champion of the rose takes it out, and he basically uses ab muscles to pop the armor back into place, as a sort of like sense of the ab strength that this dude has. Um, yeah, right.
Share a look with Xandyr, apparently. Like, yeah, it's working for me too.
He approaches you
Hello.
with his with his blue rose crested breastplate, and takes out his longsword, um, knighting each of you immediately as he sees the blue roses at your feet. You are all now recruits of the Order of the Blue Rose, and if you choose, can return to Aldia, or to the city of Aldis specifically, and start training. Um, to be a member of the Blue Rose, and kind of get used to the court life, and sort of get used to that. That being said, being a member of the Order of the Blue Rose is not like being a certain other set of sword wielding magic users that forego attachments. Attachments are very much happily considered here, and Daybreak just allows you a moment, and says, "Thank you so much for your help. One by one, the pillars went down. My scouts have reported that the missing children in the area have been recovered, and even these strange Old Kingdom weaponry has fallen into our hands. I have no idea who you are or where you came from, as you did not arrive with the original garrison, or else you would have had some sort of registration. But clearly, without this, the wheel would have fallen today."
You can reward us with compensation, with gold and drink and well, whatever
Belly
else
rub.
you can come up with. Yeah.
On Green Ronin with the bits. Thank you so much. So much love from Chad right now, for this awful demon, that you've slain, everybody.
We have a
Just
certain
happy to help.
bartender guy, too.
Daybreak says, "You've earned your rest. Find me back in Aldis when you need, but I understand that you have some business to attend to," one of my scouts was saying. You have to get back to Romer's Rest as soon as possible.
Very important business that.
You wouldn't happen
Mhm.
to know a
As soon
dolphin,
as-
would you?
Let me see what I can work out. He, in fact, at this point, I would say that Cornelius J. Chimp, one of the former player characters, on his unicorn says, "Yeah, of course. The unicorn uses the energy of the Weald, to call a Ryfen over a nearby stream and direct you towards it. It is a sober Ryfen and not a drunk one, but the
We can fix
unicorn is
that, it's
hopeful."
fine.
When he gets there, yeah, the unicorn is
We know
hopeful
a
that
guy.
you will still find this. Yeah, that you'll still find this accommodating. There is one for each of you, as you are, just in time for you to say your goodbyes to Daybreak, and all the children that you've saved, as well as some of the the conscripts and garrison members. Anything else before we hop back on our Ryfen and zip back to the roaming rest, or the roamer's rest? Sorry.
There are always lots of roaming at the rest.
Not much rest.
Talk to me about this blowhole situation.
Lord of mercy.
Well, it's actually, yeah, completely silently, you and the Ryfen start speaking with each other, I'm sure, and then I see a lot of like nodding, like, okay, oh, that's what that's for.
Interesting. Fascinating. You don't say. I will. That does paint an interesting picture. And that doesn't cause problems, really.
No. He's like, he's like nodding his head. He's like, no, not at all. Actually, you'd be surprised. It can actually really stretch out. The Rhyfen and yourself discuss more of the finer details of living as a rhydan. With full sapience, with full sentience, and the freedom that brings, pushing your bodies to the limit. But I would imagine that at this point you probably hop on, and make your way back to Romer's Rest. Now, just as the last time,
without the strap this time.
Without the strap, yeah, you feel better. You don't feel scared. You do get still a little wet as the Rhyfen jump in and out of the brook and brook, eventually stream, eventually river.
Staying close to the surface and like surfing on top,
Yeah, it's no longer as anxious or urgent to get there, right? As if you're trying to catch up with something. You make it there. You make it there just after closing time. Those dolphin, yeah, they're always downstairs. After you're done with Barley, you can just go downstairs in round 2. But you'll get there, the river. There is a small, again, underground tunnel underneath connecting this river and Romer's Rest, just on the outside of Aldis, outside the walls. You go inside this cavern that, again, these Rhyfen or cetacean ops have been filling with, beer. That, before it was a sort of like hoppy beer, and now it's a sort of there's like very little hops to almost no hops in it. It's not necessarily got a lot of texture, but the flavor is really rich. And once again, there is one beat up Rhyfen who looks very happy and full, and 4 or 5 other Rhyfen that are playing poker. You can infer that this is the Rhyfen that ate the chum bucket when you left initially, and the other Rhyfen have punished him for it appropriately. But everybody's cool. They're back to their business. They're playing their poker as you go upstairs just after closing time. The bar is empty, and Xenniver, Seven, Kyth, Dreya, and Xandyr all see a lone Barley under candlelight by the bar as the polycule approaches its partner.
I told you we'd
Buy
be
you a
back.
drink.
Hello. I hop up onto the bar and like do the slinky sidearm like layout. His tail and everything.
Back on the piano, huh? Back to your
No, on top of the bar.
Oh, on top of the bar. Barley looks at you and he's like, I've never seen you so close. You're usually in the piano. You're a lot more formal up close. Your sense of fashion is quite put together, Tuxedo Cat.
Pour me a drink. I'll let you look closer.
Now, the only one that was unconfirmed, potentially, for this late night operations in the upper floor, I believe, is Xenniver. Barley will pour a drink for Seven, Xandyr, Kyth, and Dreya, smooching and flirting with each as she goes. Now, Barley finally looks at you, Xenniver. He says, "Can I get you a drink tonight?"
Sure. I mean, whatever you're doing to my friends here, it must be something good, right?
Oh, it's great. And they already know. So I'll offer you the same. I'm 4 for 4. I'd like to be 5 for 5 in the same night. I'm happy everybody came back safe and sound, and war heroes do need their rewards. Would you be willing to accompany us to the room upstairs tonight?
To the party. I'd love to. I don't know the safe word, but I don't like punching.
Oh, you sweet
She-
summer child.
She shows you a drawing of yourself throwing the legendary punch. So paparazzi have already sketched you throwing the punch at the battle of the Shadowgate in the Pavinweald, and she's like, "Listen, honey, I have proof that you do like punching. Okay, who are you lying to, yourself or me?"
Well, not on me, but I guess I like doing it.
Oh, that's how it is. That's fine.
Oh, so
I
you're
can
a
work with that.
top. Okay.
Exactly. Exactly.
We have so much to discover. You know,
Barley.
I think I might like you after all.
You mean that, Seven? That means a lot.
No.
Okay. That still means something.
Don't worry,
Xandyr.
you'll get used to it.
Kyth, Dreya, what do you say to Barley? Sort of last words here.
Oh, I don't think Dreya says a whole lot. She just does the. I'm gonna say she's probably taller than Barley, so she just kind of flings her arm around Barley's waist and plants a good solid kiss on those sweet, sweet lips.
Yeah, get that smooch. That's great. You know,
A woman of few
he's
words.
very happy with it. He's
Oh,
like, that's two already.
I say nothing. I just continue. I just begin to derobe. Now I've given a gesture too. Now where's it's mine? So I just have to start taking off later.
You're in a room amongst friends, you know, Barley says. I mean, everybody here is part of the polycule at this point, so yeah, that's that's exactly what would happen. I'm sure you'd feel comfortable enough to do so.
Oh
Just
my,
layer after layer.
someone's been doing their cardio.
I'm about to do a little bit more. Been training for this moment.
Dreya pops another one of those glowworms.
The energy,
Oh,
yeah,
we're
the
taking
energy glowworms
supplements
gotta eat enough grubs to last the whole night. You should see someone after 4 hours. Xandyr, what about you?
Yes, if it's still going after 4 hours, come see me.
Come see me specifically in 7-7.
Xandyr heads up the stairs.
Oh.
Time's wasting.
I thought you'd never ask. As in order, Xandyr goes up first. Barley takes the candlestick with a holder, follows upstairs. As the rest of the polycule enters upstairs, the camera stays there as the light of the candle goes out and the room goes dark. That is where we will leave it off for week 2 Primrose of our West Marches Blue Rose campaign. Extremely, extremely trans and queer centric oriented positive stories in an alternative format for Blue Rose West Marches. So I loved today, and I had so much fun. Chat was amazing. Green Ronin was here, is here. It's just a great time. My name was Anthony. You can find me on Twitter at Prainntheplague. I stream Symborum. I play in a Symborum game for We Have the Tale on Mondays at 8:30 Eastern, and I of course do Blue Rose on Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern. This is quickly shaping up to be one of the most fun experiences I've had playing really romance positive and like high court friendly stories. And I'm happy that I got to play with old friends and new friends, and hopefully will in the future. So that's what I got going on. That was me. Thank you so much again, Green Ronin, for making the show happening in general, and also for popping in, and Weave the Tale for hosting us in general. Thanks again to Mitch Bustillos, Penny for a Tale, who was our tech for today and did an amazing job helping us so much. So I'm just so full of love and thankful for all of you. So I'm going to go back to reintroduce ourselves, our cast, bit by bit, and of course, say a bit about yourselves, what you got going on, and if you wanted to give a word about today or tonight, please do. But if not, that's fine too. Starting off in the same order, going with Bryant.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for watching our game. It was very fun to play this character. I played Xenniver tonight, and I'm definitely looking forward to learning more about Blue Rose here. I love trying out new systems to all my players whenever they watch the playback. Um, I appreciate you. I don't have anything else to I guess to show as far as like my tags or my Twitter or anything like that. I'm not too into the streaming world, but always a pleasure to be here with great people and of course playing some great games. Thank you all very much. Have a safe night. Keep chill, keep cool, keep warm, whatever you like.
Whichever temperature you and your dolphin prefer. That's great. Thank you so much,
Yes.
Brian. I appreciate that. Um, back in the same order before, if I'm not mistaken, we will go with James here.
Oh, it's me. Hi, everybody, or good night, everybody. Thank you so much for watching tonight. I am James. You can find me on Twitter at Jamesrglass. Not a whole lot of activity there, but you can always find me every Sunday night over on our sibling channel, Penny for a Tale, playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition Age of Ashes with Ian James at the helm. This this character really surprised me. I almost made it as kind of a goof because I was just out of ideas and didn't know what else to do. And so I'm like, when I was watching Anthony and Ian do their character creation, how to play video, they started talking about these awakened animal creatures, and I was just like, my cat was sitting on my chest, and I thought, hey, why not? And genuinely, this is probably one of my favorite characters that I have ever played in any game ever. If there is an available seat at one of the following weeks and you need a spicy kitty to come and play with you, please, please, please let me know. I would be more than happy to reprise this role at the drop of a hat. So much fun to play this character, and everyone tonight, like, oh my god, like, just this dynamic, this group was just so much fun to play with. Bryant, I'm so sorry that I was so mean to you. But you know how
It's
cats
such a great
Fine,
dynamic.
love it, love it,
yeah.
love it.
So yeah, thank you for letting me play and for even thinking of me when you were putting this all together, and I can't wait to see where the story goes from here.
That it's just so, again, heart so full of love. Like, you're more than welcome to come back. You're a knight of the Blue Rose now, of the Order of the Blue Rose. You are legally obligated to assist in matters
I'll put
involving
it on my
Aldis
sheet.
and the defense of Aldis. That's so cute! Yay! So yeah, you have title, you have
So-
membership. That's so awesome. So yeah, thank you so much again, James. I really appreciate that.
Does that mean I have a title?
Yeah. I mean, so your title is, recruit of the Order of the Blue Rose, and then if you get even
Recruit.
stronger, there will be even stronger, titles or more unique monikers for yourself. So if you come back, I would be more than happy to give you a different one, based on what happens in that session. Next up,
I
we have
vote for Sir Mittens.
If you need
Sir
me, let
Mittens.
me know.
Sir Mittens.
Sir
Oh yes, Sir Mittens is the official knight name since Dreya was calling Seven Mr. Mittens the whole time. Now it's Sir Mittens.
I'm putting it on the sheet. In quotes, Sir Mittens.
Sir Mittens. Done. That's it. Ratified.
So adorable.
Legitimized.
He pretends to hate it, but deep down he doesn't mind.
Deep down, he actually loves it. Yeah.
As
Next up, we got Xandyr, played by the wonderful Celeste.
I mean, I signed on for this to be this way, and I don't think I was expecting people to so
I'm so
readily
glad
just
you played.
domino into it. What? If you can believe it, it's not the first time that I've made the whole party a polycule. Hi, I'm Celeste PLS with way too many underscores on Twitter. I'm Celeste Shepherd here on Twitch. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't do a whole lot of streaming of my own, but I show up on other people's channels. Like, I'm going to be back here on Sunday playing Pugmire as Raven Rat Terrier, who is searching for her missing brothers and also kind of getting roped into some manner of adventure. Good dogs, just like there were good cats, like this cat who is playing with a string on my bathrobe. And then hopefully on Sunday night after that, we're going to be coming back with Sunset City, where I play another adorable little trans man, Lucas Nisk, aka the Messenger. And hopefully that's going to be fun. That was the other game where I made the whole party polycule, by the way. If you want to watch the VODs, they are up on
Yes.
the Killer GM's YouTube channel, because that was a good time. But yeah, hopefully we'll be back with that. And then I do have some more undisclosed project with non-disclosure agreement that I can't talk about yet, but soon. I'm really hoping soon. Please. And yeah, same for me. If you want to see me come back and be yet again a queer disaster, what am I not, really? I will gladly come back and fill in. It's love, it's life, it's my existence, and I'm tired, so good night.
I've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning. I totally feel you.
Yeah, that's definitely a bruh moment. Celeste's outro there was definitely like one of the best mic drops I've seen. Celeste is amazing. Please check out Pugmire. It is such a fun game, and I was just so happy to see Xandyr. You know, definitely got. I have Knights of the Order of the Blue Rose on retainer whenever things go south, just like the Halo Knights appeared, and Cornelius J. Chimpe, then Corby, came to help you out today. So that was wonderful. Next up, we do have April playing the wonderful Kyth.
Yes. So my name is April Hill. You can find me at Stiletto DM on Twitter and Stiletto_assassin on Instagram. I am I am the community manager for Modivius. We just went live with our official Modivius Discord. I'm also a professional voice actor, dungeon master. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be playing D&D Nerds on the Initiative Order as the purple nerd, like the Nerds Candy, purple nerd candy wizard at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I am also the overseer for Vault, which is a Fallout TTRPG set in the Texas Commonwealth in 2177. And the finale is Monday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific. I'm devastated because I've been playing with these friends for over a year on this campaign, but the finale is going to be phenomenal. So I can't wait, but I'm also sad. But this has been so much fun. I love playing with Weave the Tale, and these characters were amazing. This was not where I thought this story was going to go, but I absolutely love it. And I love playing with you guys. So.
April's amazing. Her content is great. She does amazing work, and I'm just happy to play with her so often. And so go check out that official Modifius server that just launched. I'm on it and looking at Fallout. Vault is amazing. Check out that finale on Monday. There's so much going on with April, so please check it out. It's really really good. Bryant and I can attest. We are in a Fallout home game, and we do. We're like default. Like Vault is shit. Like you gotta check it out. So that's great. And last but not least, Rosie, who played the pragmatic Dreya and saved us from. I mean, I just loved how upfront you're like, yeah. I mean, listen, like I haven't killed anybody today. Like I'm gonna. Like I haven't slapped at anybody today. Like, I'm gonna. It's just matter of fact. Never once. The most confidence in the whole party right now. Like, Rosie, what do you got going on?
Hi, I am Rosie. You can find me on Twitter at mom_sized. You can also find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok as Odd Duck Dice, where I show off pictures of dice I make. I think the latest ones are the red set with fake teeth in them that were special request order, and they turned out really well. So check those out. I also like to make dice with tea in them, because that's really pretty. I rolled a set tonight that have Earl Grey, because Earl Grey hot, Star Trek nerd. And you can find me every Thursday and Sunday over on Vorpal Tales. We're starting a Supers game on Thursday. I will be playing a character who is a Russian superhero called Comrade Fingerbang. So check her out. I can't believe they're letting me play her, but I'm getting to do it, and I get to use the awful Russian accent. And on Sundays, we normally play Mage. This Sunday, I will be running a V5 game that is the first of two, where I have a coterie Putinesca that I'm throwing into space, because I like to run V5 in space and Hakata forever. So I hope you check those things out. You can also find content that I've been in over on Carrying Comfort Studios, Gehenna Gaming, and Martlet Game. And I'm really thrilled to be here playing with Weave the Tale. You guys have been awesome, and I hope to do more stuff with you.
Rosie's everywhere, and I've been dying to play with Rosie for such a long time now, and I'm really glad that we finally did. It was way better for first session than what I could have ever thought of, like, could have happened, like what April was saying. But no, thank you again so much, everybody, for joining us for another week of Blue Rose, and we hope to see you again next week at the same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard, for week 3, and that's going to be an equally amazing time. So thank you again so much, everybody. We'll be heading out now, but don't forget, more Weave this week and everybody's amazing content. Bye-bye.
We love you.
We love you. We love you.